Noswaith dda, croeso nôl. Good evening and welcome back to another episode for Up the Archer. And do I have a treat for you today? Here's what to expect. We've got gymnasts, we've got rugby experts delving into the Six Nations, and of course, the rugby men go against Hartpury. Now, since we're still celebrating Women's International Day, let's have a look at all the amazing female athletes all around campus.
I'm in love with being a woman. I am emotional, I cry at the littlest of things. I wear stuff that makes me feel pretty, dresses, heels, skirts and rings. I like a bouquet of flowers, smelling them as I go by. I love having my nails painted, deciding which colour I'll next try. I enjoy being an empath, caring for all creatures, big and small. I find it fun to do my makeup, get dolled up, go to balls. I love the moon and star signs and even the colour pink. I also talk constantly, yapping about everything, I think. I am in love with being a woman, and those things don't make me submissive or passive or meek. Being in touch with my feminine side, no, that does not make me weak. For I am in love with being a woman. I am brave and strong, more powerful than you'll ever know. I enjoy lifting weights, seeing my body change as my muscles grow. I like being protective, helping to shield the ones I love. I am also a leader, no matter the time of the month. I love being independent, showing I can do things on my own. And if I need a bit of extra help, I like going to the girls that feel like home. I love running, climbing trees, kicking a ball, playing catch. I enjoy being competitive, finding a good opponent, meeting my match. You see, I'm in love with being a woman, being emotional and yet still standing strong, showing you can be all of the above and continue to prove them wrong. Crying, caring, painted nails and jewellery, that doesn't make me any less, for I am proud to be a woman, and for that, I am blessed.
What a powerful poem, what a powerful message. I've already seen this before and I'm still getting goosebumps today. Now, talking about amazing athletes, I'm joined here today with Josie Gittins and Abby Griffiths, our gymnasts on campus. Now, girls, before I pick your brains, I really want to know this question. Who are your role models and is there anybody that has inspired you?
Ooh, I'm going to have to say my mum, definitely my mum. She's so strong, she's the one who got me into sport. She's raised me. I'm so proud of her. And also, like, if I was to go in terms of a sport or in terms of gymnastics, I'd go with Becky Downey, because at the age of like 32, she's still doing gym. So yeah, I think that's who inspires me.
I'm definitely going to say my mum too. Pretty much same reason. She's so supportive. Like, she's always been there for me. And then yeah, with sport, definitely Beth Twiddle. She retired a few years ago, but she was amazing. I absolutely love her.
Now, obviously it's amazing to hear that both of your inspirations are your parents, because like, how important is representation, do you know what I mean? Now, talk to me about gymnastics. So I had the opportunity to work in Welsh Gymnastics last month. It was absolutely unreal. Like, honestly, I've never watched gymnastics before. To be honest, I didn't know any of the gymnasts. But watching it was so magical, from like the outfits they wear, the performance. Ruby Evans, yeah. Wow, like what a performance. She's so strong. Do you know what I mean? The performance was strong, and also you have to be mentally strong as well, I believe. Yeah. Now, tell me, you guys talk to me about what is it being a gymnast in Cardiff Met?
Gosh, everybody's so supportive and it's such a family. Yeah, the whole team is just so lovely.
Yeah, I think everyone comes together, and I think it's nice to see, like, obviously we've got lots of women, but we've also got like the boys too, and everyone supports everyone, and everyone's cheering everyone on. And obviously in the clips that was shown, like everyone was cheering everyone on, and people get new skills and everyone's cheering, and it's just so nice to have that whole environment, and it does feel like a family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to hear about boys. That threw me off because, like, obviously when I worked, I did see a lot of men as well, but it's so stereotyped to be women's sport that it's, you know, it's great to hear that there's men involved as well.
We have a good few.
And now,
sorry. We have a few boys in our team. There's they're good.
Oh, that's amazing. So I wanted to ask, have you been keeping up with the Six Nations at all?
Oh yes, I've been keeping up with the Six Nations. Yeah.
So what is like the team that you're looking to?
Oh, well, I think France are going to win. Like, I think France will win. I think hopefully they beat England again. There's obviously a rivalry between the team, but one of the boys, me and him, will like joke back and forth because obviously I'm Welsh and I support Wales, but we're doing rubbish. So yeah, but we always go back and forth, and he's obviously rooting for England, and obviously they lost on the weekend to Italy for the first time in a while. So yeah, I made a joke of it, and he's kind of hoping that France win, just that Scotland don't win, because if England win, that Scotland could potentially win. So, yeah.
Well, amazing. Thank you, girls, so much for being here. I'm sorry I had to cut it short. Rugby's so big right now. So, Josie just mentioned that she thinks France is going to win. France is at the top. Scotland and Ireland are so close. And if you don't follow the Six Nations, if you're wondering what on earth is rugby all about, let's have a look at Eve giving an insight to all the scores and the tables.
Super Saturday is just round the corner, which means the Six Nations title is still up for grabs. But fans might find this table a bit hard to follow, so how does the Six Nations point system actually work? To put it in simple terms, you get 4 points for a win, 2 points for a draw, and 0 points if you lose. If you're lucky, you also get bonus points, 1 for scoring more than 4 tries, and 1 for losing by less than 7 points. The most points you can earn in a match is 5. France and Scotland currently lead the standings on 16 points, with Ireland just behind on 14. Italy sit 4th on 9, England are 5th on 6, and Wales are currently bottom with only 1 point. With 1 match to go and 15 points separating Wales and the top of the table, Welsh fans have to accept that the title is out of their reach. Even with a bonus point win on Saturday, Wales will sit on 6 points, which isn't enough to see them catch teams at the top of the table. So the focus now is avoiding a bottom place finish. To do that, Wales would have to win their final match against Italy with a try bonus point, which would take them to 6 points. But that's not all. Welsh fans will have to hope that England lose their match to France without any bonus points. If this happens, then it puts both nations on par at 6 points. Then it comes down to the 2 teams' match points difference. That's the points scored minus the points conceded. With currently 100 points separating the 2 sides, Wales would have to win by at least 50 points and England would have to lose by at least 50 points. The trophy might be gone, but there is still plenty on the line for Wales this Super Saturday.
That was so great for Eve to know, for all the rugby knowledge. And now I have the honour of having Amelia James, one of our rugby experts, and also working for the WRU. Now, Amelia, can you explain to me about the Welsh team? It's not looking very good. Do you think they can bounce back?
Do you know, as we've just seen, they're not going to win. It's impossible now. But we've seen a big change from the beginning, going up against England and France, 2 massive losses. And that gap's slowly been closing, even though they are on 4 out of 5 losses at the moment. They've been closing that gap, and I think they've been learning what players to bring off the bench when an impact player isn't a substitute, and how, as they say, they can make that big impact. And they've been closing that gap. They've got a bonus point now, and things are looking up in Welsh rugby.
Yeah, and obviously you're a woman working in a heavily male-dominated field. How does that make you feel?
Do you know, I think there's been a big development in women making a space for themselves in the men's game. There was a time when it was just women being the partners of men. That's the only time people would expect to see women, you know, in those stands. And now women have made a space for themselves in media, in strength and conditioning, in physio. And although that is amazing, there is definitely still, you don't see as much outright kind of insults as a woman in that industry, but there are some that are kind of more implicit and backhanded, people saying that men will respond better to you, especially doing media, and kind of implying that that's because you're a woman and you're not intimidating to them. But I think women should actually remember that that's because they are empathetic, they're good speakers, and they know how to make people feel at ease, and they are good at their job.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Amelia. I can see you empowering, the industry. And talking about that, the Six Nations Women's is just around the corner. But first, let's have a look about the last week's performance against Nottingham. Oh my goodness, what an absolute thriller. 99 points from Nottingham and Met, played absolutely incredible. Here's the reminder.
First place Nottingham, the chased, facing Cardiff Met, the chasers. Both teams eager to claim a favourable playoff away tie. Sam Berry now to kick us off. Great hands here from Met. Ryan Williams, little dummy. It's picked up by Harry Simpson. And out wide it goes to Alex Garrett. Another sub there from Nottingham.
Oh, really good pick up there by Rhys Spavins. He's fast.
Intercepted. Rhys Spavins is going to go into the corner, and under the posts he goes. Rhys Spavins. Final 3 minutes for the both sides. Oakenhofer getting kind of close with the interception. And here comes Ollie Barker.
Use it there, really good defence here.
Fergus mainly looking out wide, but he's got no options out wide. But they work it really well. Asari Simpson goes over the line, and it's a try to Nottingham.
More set up here from Met if they can just stay tight and do what they did earlier, and just stay in it and patient as the backs look to join it with good roll on from Met.
Great work there from Met as they look to do the same as they did in the first half. And the try has been given. Puts the ball on the tee. You can hear a pin drop here at Rugby 1. Ross Mackay.
And here's Slaughter that right down the middle.
Wins it for Cardiff Met with the last kick of the game. Absolutely incredible scenes. Look at what it means. Look at what it means to the Archers.
Gosh, what an absolute finish to that game. Ross Mackay, my heart is literally beating out my chest. I can't quite get over it. But it's not just all about rugby, as we have so many other sports. I'm here today with Tom Flint, our BUCS correspondent. Now, Tom, tell me, what are the sports around campus? I hear the men's volleyball won the cup final, was it?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a huge amount of sports happening at the moment. We're at the business end of the BUCS season. So yeah, absolutely, there's a huge amount going on currently. The volleyball at the moment, like you mentioned, the men's first team won the Western Conference trophy. So it's the first time that they've done that. They beat Bristol 3-0, so in straight sets. They only reached the quarterfinals last year, so a massive result to them, and congratulations.
And what about the lacrosse team? Are they top of the division?
Yes, that's right. Correct. So the women's lacrosse team, amazing result for them too. They defeated Bath, second team today, or Bristol rather. They won 21-5 in the end, so it's really comprehensive. They finished top of Tier 2B. That means they're into Tier 1 on the Western Conference for the first time ever. So massive congratulations to them. And they said they're looking forward to varsity in a couple of weeks.
Any other sports that you've gone to see?
Yeah, so there's also football, massive match that's just happened. So the men's team were in the National Championship semi-final, unfortunately lost 4-0 to Stirling University. They finished top of the Men's Premier North though. So look, Stirling are a fantastic strong team and can't really have any complaints there, but it was a fantastic quarter-final win for Met against Birmingham, and they went one further than last year where they also got to the quarterfinals. So a great run, but not to be this year.
Well, thank you so much, Tom. I'll catch up with you half-time. Now, enough chat now. Let's head straight to rugby.
We open with the vultures, kissing the cannibals. Should I get lonely when I'm the only human in the heaving heat of the animals? Bitter brown salt stinging on my tongue. I wanna waver, I wanna wait its turn. It will be burn your love into the ground with the lips of another. Do you get lonely? Should I get lonely sometimes? All my friends are wasted, and I hate this club. Man, I drink too much. Another Friday night I've wasted. My eyes are black and red. I'm crawling back to your bed. Another Friday night I've wasted. My eyes are black and red. I'm crawling back to your bed.
The sun was shining, excitement is building, and redemption is in the air. My name is Libby Mardo Lyons, and this is BUCS Super Rugby. Now we have a game and a half for you tonight. A long-standing rivalry between Hartpury and Cardiff Met is about to kick off here on Kincoid campus in just under 15 minutes. But first, let's look back at last time we were down here on Rugby 1, where Cardiff Met scored a game-winning penalty in the final minute against Nottingham. A 50-49 win. It was an actually incredible game. Everyone down here at Rugby 1 was on the edge of their seats. If you missed it, take a look.
Welcome to a very rare, fine evening here in the Welsh capital. Rugby 1 here on Kincoid campus. They often produces BUCS Super Rugby Classics. There should be another one tonight. Free kick from Sam Berry, Theo Povey with a great offload, and over the line goes Toby Locke. And good work from Ryan Williams, spreads it out wide now, Theo Povey, and over the line he goes. It's picked up by Harry Simpson, and out wide it goes to Alex Garrett. Another sub there from Nottingham.
Oh, really good pick up there by Rhys Spavins, he's fast.
Intercepted. Rhys Spavins is going to go into the corner, and under the posts he goes. Rhys Spavins. And that is huge for Cardiff Met. But they work it really well. Asari Simpson goes over the line, and it's a try to Nottingham.
Oh,
And
really
in it
good
goes.
scrum there. Surely a penalty for Cardiff Met.
And it's a penalty for Cardiff Met.
And here's slots that
And
right
Ross
down the
Mackay
middle.
wins it for Cardiff Met with the last kick of the game. Look at what it means to the Archers. 50-49.
Now that phenomenal game resulted in Cardiff Met being pushed up the table into 6th place and now sitting there ahead of tonight's game. But joining me now is someone who has both Met and Hartpury tied to his name. Isaac Marsh, it's lovely to have you. Have you been enjoying the sun today, first of all?
Yeah, I have, yeah. It's been windy. I took the dogs out earlier, but yeah, it's been good. It's nice to have good weather.
And obviously that 99-point game last week. Did you see it?
Yeah, I was watching it on stream from home.
And what did you think? What were your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, it was amazing. Very back and forth, obviously lots of tries scored. It probably reflects what BUCS Super Rugby is, or what it should be about when the weather's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And now you did your undergraduate at Hartpury. Let's not get hit by a ball behind us. Yeah. You did your undergraduate at Hartpury, your postgrad at Cardiff Met, and now you've just signed a contract for Hartpury RFC. How does it feel to be back here by the pitch, but maybe in a different way to what you're used to.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. A little bit daunting, trying to hide from the Cardiff Met fans. I still coach here twice a week, so I coach a lot of those guys. So yeah, I've still got my foot in both camps.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back, good to soak up the atmosphere. I definitely miss it when I'm at home. I definitely don't miss it when I'm playing away, especially at Hartpury.
It's certainly an intense atmosphere, and Hartpury fans haven't even turned up yet, so I think it's going to be a good one. But so you've played BUCS rugby, and you now play obviously Championship rugby. How did BUCS set you up for kind of that next level of rugby?
Yeah, I mean, BUCS is obviously a very high standard, and it's an amazing league where there's emphasis on performance, but also there's a development piece for all younger players. So I guess it gives you a chance to develop and practice your skills in a very high performance environment, which sets you up for wherever you end up playing rugby afterwards.
And do you ever miss playing, these BUCS games?
Like I said, I miss the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't miss playing away from home, getting abused by the fans.
Yeah.
I actually don't miss playing under the lights as well.
Oh, really?
As a fullback. Something you probably... I only started playing fullback this season, but something I didn't appreciate was how difficult it was when the ball goes up
under
at
the
night.
lights, seeing it.
So I don't miss that, but I miss the atmosphere especially.
And do you have a favourite memory at all, from those BUCS days?
Definitely Christmas clash. So obviously, little did I know, it was like one of the last games, or I think it was my last BUCS game with Cardiff Met. But the pressure I felt, and probably we felt as a team, and then we ended up winning last play of the game. Mike Hansen got a turnover. We won by 2 points. It was a very special day, special game. I really enjoyed that one.
It certainly is, and we love BUCS rugby here at Cardiff Met. Now, we did speak to Dr. Ian Gardiner earlier to hear about his thoughts on the rivalry between the two teams.
Ian, thank you so much for joining me down here today. Just want to get your thoughts and feelings pre-match against Hartpury.
Yeah, look, Hartpury's always a huge fixture for us. I suppose outside of the Cardiff clash, they're our next biggest rivals, and I can't ever remember a Hartpury-Cardiff Met game that didn't have some real excitement or some real edge to it, so we're expecting the same tonight.
And it's coming down to the last game of the season as well. On Rugby 1, last game of the season, what would a win mean for you and the squad?
Yeah, look, a win is important every week, isn't it? But, I suppose we're playing for sort of that 5th, 6th, 7th sort of position, and the results will be dependent on that. But ultimately, we've just got to come out here, put a performance on, and hopefully get the result we're striving for. The boys have worked exceptionally hard all week. There's a lot of boys finishing. It's the last game on Rugby 1, which we just spoke about, and so we really want to give those lads a good send-off.
And then more about the game as well. It's been a few heartbreaking performances for Cardiff Met. Always been a close game versus Hartpury. What do you think needs to happen just to get the better of Hartpury today?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. The last 2 games we've played against them, we've been winning going into the last couple of minutes, and we've been on the wrong end of both results. So, tonight is about that focus, about that sort of that energy across the 80 minutes, and to make sure it's 80 minutes and not 78 or 79. And it's funny enough, it's something we haven't spoken about in the week, but we just want to sort of get that performance and get the win at the end of the league campaign.
Now, Ian Gardner obviously mentioned how big this fixture is tonight. Will that put extra pressure on some of our players on the field tonight?
I haven't actually seen the interview, but obviously there's pressure in terms of the league table and where both teams finish. However, I actually don't think they'll be thinking about that just because of the rivalry.
Yeah.
It's a big game anyway. It's a huge game. Obviously one of the biggest rivalries in BUCS.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's a big game. It kind of adds to the pressure. It's a huge game, especially, I know you'll probably come on to it now, but a lot of these boys' last home game, I'm sure it'll all add to the pressure.
And like you said there, it's some of their last home game. How will they be feeling,
Yeah, I haven't experienced it because I wasn't sure when my last game would be. I just imagine it's very emotional.
Yeah.
Boys probably be on the verge of tears coming out of the changing room. I'm sure it'll just add to the match intensity.
And it's Ian Gardner's last home game as well. How was it to be under his lead, I guess?
Yeah, I didn't know that until you told me a couple of minutes ago, and I haven't seen the interview. Guards, I love working with Guards over the last 3 years. He's a very passionate, honest coach. He's had a massive influence on a lot of the big names that you've heard come through Cardiff Met, especially like that Alex Donbrandt era.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope the boys can get a win for him tonight, and he definitely deserves it. And I wish him all the best in whatever he does next.
Now, Isaac, thank you so much. It's been lovely to hear from you. I'm going to let you run up to the commentary box, and you'll hear Isaac later in comms. And we also managed to catch up earlier with Tim Stevens, the Hartpury head coach, for an interview on his pre-match thoughts.
So, Tim, thank you for joining us as well. How are you feeling before tonight's match against Cardiff Met?
Yeah, always exciting to come down. Always a challenging atmosphere. I think both teams thrive on that, and it's always an exciting place to come. We know it's going to be a really hard fixture. Met are on the back of some really good results against Nottingham and Durham. So similar to them, we're trying to build momentum going into the playoffs, into these latter rounds, and this ultimately who can continue that momentum into playoffs next week.
Yeah, and just following that, obviously the last game of the league season, what would a win down at Rugby 1 mean to you and the squad?
I think from an emotional perspective, there's a few individuals in this group that are moving on. So it's their last opportunity to come down to Cardiff Met, and it's always a place that Hartpury enjoy coming for more reasons than one. And it's hopefully something they can take away with them as a memory. But the most important thing is we're looking at a performance off the back of a disappointing performance last week at Exeter to try and create some momentum going into playoffs.
And then finally for yourself, this game is always a dramatic one. It's always a blockbuster every time either we come down, Cardiff Met come down, or we go to Kim's home. Just a final question for you. How are you going to keep on to winning ways after the positive record you've had against Cardiff Met?
I think both teams have clear intent in the way they want to attack. For us, it's about ensuring that we win that physicality to stop momentum, but also win physicality with ball to create momentum. And I think we're going to see some really exciting rugby from both teams. And the sun's out, which is good. It's a bit of a drier track than we were expecting here. So all in all, we should see some fantastic rugby tonight.
And now we've heard from both our coaches, I think the excitement is really hitting, and we're already seeing the crowds fill up, hearing the crowds behind me as well, very much so. But we're fingers crossed for a very action-packed game tonight. And that's not the only action-packed game going on across the country tonight. We have Durham versus Bath, Loughborough versus Swansea, and Cardiff versus Exeter, all kicking off at 6:30 as well. And Leeds Beckett versus Nottingham already kicked off at 6 p.m. Now, we will do our very best to keep you updated on the scores from these games and seeing where the league table ends tonight. But now, what you've all been waiting for. Is redemption on the cards for Cardiff Met tonight, or will Hartpury remain unbeaten and victorious against Met? It is certainly all to play for. But first, David Griffiths and Isaac Marsh, over to you guys in commentary.
Champions will be crowned, teams will be facing the drop, but there is a lot more running on this game here on King Coyd Road. Hartpury look to break Cardiff Met hearts as they've done so many times before, packed with pace, power and pedigree. But the Archers, they love a challenge like this. Under the lights, in front of a home crowd, but the question we all want to answer in 80 minutes' time, who will come out on top? I am David Griffiths, and joining me for the co-commentary duties for this evening is ex-Cardiff Met BSR player and current Hartpury RFC player, Isaac Marsh. Isaac, thank you very much for coming up here to joining me today.
Cheers, yeah, thank you for having me on.
And what we're just going to do quickly is just have a bit of a chat with you. You've worn Hartpury red, you've worn maroon and gold. This game is absolutely huge. What are you thinking of the thoughts and feelings of the game?
It's going to be a big one, yeah. I just feel like it'll be tight either way. It's hard to know how many tries or how big the scoreline is going to be, just because I think the match intensity is going to be so high. But yeah, it's going to be a huge game.
And we are going to look at the lineups, starting with the home team, Cardiff Met, here on Rugby 1. Max Surrey in the loose head position, back from injury after facing a very tough injury against Exeter. You've got the 9 and 10 partnership, the talismans of the pitch, Archie Lloyd and Sam Berry, who have made them jerseys their own, looking to control the pack and the backs. And we see that bomb squad on the bench, Jamie Longyear, JJ Wozniak and Ryan Woodford, an absolute key part of that win last week in Nottingham. And we look over to Hartbury, the away side this evening. Casey Williams, our captain, following from the front, leading the 8 boys. And then we can see there Keely, absolutely rapid and very sharp in the 9 position. And then we can see on the bench as well there, Sam Morton-Smith, number 21, Matthew Jones, number 22. Big key players to finish the game. Isaac, the players are coming out. Boos are in the air for Hartbury as they walk down onto the Rugby 1. This place is an absolute fortress. You've played here. It's just something that's what BSR is all about, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I've played for Hartbury here against Cardiff Met back in my undergraduate, and it's everyone talks about it. It's a very hostile environment. It's very tough. Definitely easier being on the Cardiff Met side.
And just how does it feel being back here once again? I know you've spoken a bit about it when you were downstairs, obviously, but how does it feel being back, but in a commentary box, sitting the best view in the house, really? Yeah, no, it's lovely view up here. I've never actually done any sort of commentary, but yeah, I'm enjoying being back. It kind of makes me miss the atmosphere when you see nights like this. It's going to be a very good game. And if you just take us back to Kingsholm, obviously it was the first game with Hartbury in the start of the season, and absolutely tough for anyone that's in maroon and gold. But what do you think they need to learn from that game, Cardiff Met that is, just to really get on top of Hartbury and try and get that win?
To be honest, we feel, when I was with Cardiff Met, we felt like we controlled the game, and we obviously got a decent lead from what I remember, and then Hartbury kind of clawed their way back in, and then we just didn't close out the game well enough. But I mean, this Cardiff Met team have learned masses from the first half of the season, and they have closed games out. We've seen that from the last 2 weeks. So basically, to answer your question, hopefully they've learned from those kind of errors and how to close out games and manage it at the end a little bit.
And it always seems this fixture comes along all the time, and it always is an absolute feast for the eyes. The points are always on the board, and it's been like that last week as well for both teams. Met having a 99-point game against Nottingham, and then Hartbury on the shorter side of a 93-point game as well. Do you think we're going to see a lot of tries again this week?
Yeah, I was saying earlier, sometimes it's hard with these games because they're so intense. The defences are on top, but yeah, I think there will be a lot of tries, a lot of points, just because we're looking at 2 very good attacking teams with a lot of very good attacking players.
And here we see the Archers come out onto the pitch. WWE superstars cheering in the corner, and they do their famous 3 hits on that bag to really G them up before this blockbuster game we've got in our hands.
That'll get them fired up.
You can just hear the crowd, the Ultras, they're all always going to be here for a massive game. When they see Hartbury on this team sheet, I think it's always one to get up for, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the thing with it's probably BUCS Super Rugby in general, is the BUCS fans, whoever team you're playing against, obviously Cardiff Met's probably one of the loudest ones, there's actually only about 50 to 100 boys there, but it's louder, or the chants, because of the chants, it's louder than thousands in the crowd. Yeah, recently I've obviously played a few games that we played at Worcester, and there's thousands in the crowd, but it's just actually nothing compared to all those boys chanting.
It's like an absolute cauldron down here. It is. It's unbelievable. And I think the trees down there as well just echo the voices in the crowd as well. It's unbelievable.
Here we go.
And we are off. Cardiff Met versus Hartbury in King Coyd campus on the Rugby 1 under the lights. It does not get much better than this.
Hartbury have gone deep, obviously, to try and get Bears to kick out.
And there's Sam Berry there with a lovely clearance kick.
Both teams will be happy with that. Hartbury have executed what they wanted from the kickoff, but then obviously Cardiff Met have exited well. We'll get to see the first bit of set piece here, and hopefully a strike play.
And this is always going to be a tough first line out for Casey Williams.
Yeah.
In front of the Ultras, in front of that massive crowd.
If he nails this, he'll be good for the rest of the game. Doesn't get harder than this. Great dart.
Confidence is key with that one. Nice and straight there from Casey Williams.
Good D, great chop.
Hartbury, look at a massive tackle there.
Oh, great pick up.
You see Hartbury driving with the ball there. You can see here already away now. Hartbury very quick with the feet, very quick with the hands, trying to get onto the wings. And the referee comes for the knock on.
Hartbury are playing here, they're being brave, you can see that. They're coming out to attack with intent. I mean, I'm sure Cardiff Met would have previewed that across the week.
And we just look into these scrums, because during the last few seasons as well, Hartpury are very, very famous for their lineouts, for their mauls, for their pack. Going back to the last game that we did see in Kingsholm, Cardiff Met v Hartpury, 3 tries coming off the mauls and the lineouts. And I think it's going to be a very, very physical time for them, well, from 1 to 8, especially with Cardiff Met trying to compete against that.
Yeah, it will be such a physical game across the whole team, but yeah, both packs in particular are going to have a big night. I know Hartpury pride themselves on their pack. Big engine room. I know we talked about it pre-game, like the second rows for Hartpury. Is it Khan and LaRue?
Khan
big
LaRue,
boys
yeah.
are very physical.
We see a big clearance kick here. Coming into the midfield there from Jack Walsh.
Good solid first scrum, by the way. We probably missed that.
Solid from the start for Cardiff Met in that scrum, absolutely. And I think it's always going to be needed to start off strong. And it's a big pick-up there for Toby Locke. He's been an absolute beauty on the wing for Cardiff Met recently. You could just see the thunder in them hits.
Great carry.
And here is Max Surrey with a tip to Sam Berry.
Max Surrey there. I do have to applaud him. He's brilliant around the park. Definitely one of the best props, especially around the park in terms of Cardiff Met, but also that I've played with. Very good skills. I don't want to say for a prop, but yeah, very good skills for a prop. He likes to pride himself, catch pass, that sort of thing.
Well, I think the proposition is very popular at the moment with Rhys Carey making his rounds on social media. So
yeah, maybe we'll see one of those.
You might see a little Max Surrey smile on the face on the wing today. I know I'd love to see that one.
No, he's a skillful player, Max. I don't know anything about the scrum, but I'm sure he's good at that too.
The complete opposite place where you need to be, isn't it? And we can see Cardiff Met's first lineup of the day. Kieran Hill taking us on. And there's that man again, Geth Cannon taking the ball cleanly.
Here we go.
Beautiful carry there from Gus Patterson, making them yards like he always does.
He loves that seam line.
And there's that man you just mentioned there, Max Surrey.
Ollie Smith's another one. He obviously transitioned from, he used to play on the wing or in the backs, and now he's playing second row. He's another one with such good skills. Could easily still play in the backs.
You can see the Met pack-in, edging closer and closer to the line.
Here we go.
Geth Cannon switches it. Kieran Hill. Oh. Theo Povey in the corner, but the ref gives it back.
Just on cue with Ollie Smith with the skills.
Oh, very, very close there for the Archers. The ref there bringing it back for the forward pass. It would have been very, very tasty to see 5 points already on the board for Cardiff Met. I think Theo is going to be very, very glad he didn't get a try on that one.
That'll bring them confidence though, just knowing that it's there, it can happen, early doors.
And it seems like Cardiff Met are still just hunting away in the Hartpury 22. A scrum here, just shy of 5 metres out, I think. After last week's performance, I think the front row and the full 8 are going to be licking their lips at this one to try and steal this back.
Yeah, all Met need to do here is not give away an easy exit or an easy penalty. Make Hartpury work hard to get out of their 22. That's how they'll start to build a little bit of pressure.
And I think this is a position you've known very well, Marshy. Just waiting for that clearance to come for you.
I'm normally hoping it goes out.
Like it just did right there. I think you called that one really well.
Decent exit from Kai Geely. He's a very, very, very good player. He's actually been playing, I know he's signed with Bristol at the moment. He's been playing for Hartpury RFC. I played with him a few weeks ago and he got man of the match. He's a very good player, so keep an eye out for him.
And we come in here for our second lineup. Kieran Hill, one in to make another impact. Very similar to the first lineup we had today. And we see what we can do here, straight onto the 22. And it's a trick
Gus
play.
Again.
Oh, it was the same move again. Gus passing it in that line. And we can see a bit of argy-bargy there as well from Gus Patterson on IPJ. Both of them clashing heads there. And I think IPJ is quite lucky that Gus Patterson didn't catch that one, because that was the hardest line I've seen.
Yeah, hard line. It was a hard pass as well.
we're coming out to a third scrum. Only 6 minutes into the game, mind, and it's our third scrum of the game. Do you think that's going to be what wins it? Is it? I think it's a bit biased from me, obviously, being a prop.
I've got no idea.
But I think it always starts from the scrum, and I think these scrums are going to be very, very crucial in terms of who comes out on top today.
Will that play a role in fatigue as a prop? Like if you've got some early scrums early in the game, you've had 3 already in the first 6 minutes, will you feel that fatigue later on?
Oh, absolutely you will, and I think that's why having these mistakes, I think they need to null them out early, because these knock-ons and forward passes can be crucial, especially when you are tired as a prop, coming into the dying ends of the first half, or when you come on as a bench into the dying minutes of the full-time whistle.
Oh, lovely spiral.
Sam Berry looking to return the kick.
That's nice, he's found some grass.
Lovely little bounce, just touching to the try line.
Yeah, that's a win for Cardiff Met, and probably that first kick battle. Nice kick from Bez there, just finding grass, and then obviously Toby Locke and the other boys making it difficult to get out with a good kick chase.
I think Sonny Greenman, number 15 for Hartbury there, just shy of just a really poor clear out there from him, just giving Cardiff Met the line out pretty much on that 22-metre line. You can see we might see something switch up here in the line out, but Gus Patterson, I can see him raring to go there to get that line.
Oh, a little trick play.
Oh, and Asachi Lloyd is breaking away. Oh, almost getting close there. Lovely tackle. Max Surrey again, carrying the ball hard. And you can see the Hartbury defence there just rushing up, trying. Sam Berry with a kick over the top.
Wow.
What a try. Toby Locke catches on the end of that one from Sam Berry. An absolute beauty of a try to open up with.
Hartbury seemed comfortable there, but then Sam Berry, I don't know if it was him identifying the space or Toby Locke on the wing, but he's seen that space and then put an inch-perfect kick in, and obviously Toby's finished it. That's a great try.
Toby Locke, another 5 points for the man. I don't think we've had a game down here where he hasn't scored a try or two. He's been on fire this season, and that is another one for the BUCS for him. Fair play. Toby Locke with the first 5 points of the game.
Yeah, Toby, he's just one of those players which you'd obviously love to have in the wing, because you just give it to him without actually much space or opportunity and he makes something of it.
Well, you saw there, it was barely even half the pitch they had there space-wise, and they've ended up having 5 points out of it. But can Sam Berry get them crucial extra points? Just shy of the post there for Sam Berry. And I think these are the types of games where them 2 points are going to be crucial, because I think we know this by now. Hartbury versus Cardiff Met, it's going to be coming to a close game either way. And it's just so very, very crucial to just get these extra points little by little throughout the game.
Great shot into the corner.
And there he is, the try scorer picking up the ball.
Similar kick-off strategy, they've gone long. I guess Met just need to come away with the same exit as last time.
And looking at that kick-off there as well, Marshy, what would you be going on? So if you're coming through and you're stuck in this 22-metre now from a very long kick, is this your process where, again, you see Archie box kicking straight out?
Just, for me anyway, minimal phases. Obviously, it's a tough balance because as a scrum half, you need the ruck to be in a position that you feel comfortable box kicking from. So they've done one phase there, got into a decent position, and then Archie's done a pretty decent exit. It's a replica of the first kickoff.
And another replica here for Casey Williams. Another line out, and I think
I said if he hit that first one, he'd have a good night. I told you.
I think your second position's hooker, Marshy. I think you're calling these on the button, I think. Straight over the top there, the ref says penalty to Cardiff Met to try and gain some territory and get back into Hartbury half.
So at the moment, obviously the momentum's with Cardiff Met. Both times Hartbury have got into their 22, Cardiff Met have exited within a phase or two and then won some sort of penalty or won the kick battle. And on the flip side, Cardiff Met, when they've been in their 22, they've had a disallowed try and then they've come away with a try. So Momentum's going to be with them at the moment. They're all going to be in a pretty positive headspace. It's up to Hartbury now, especially the game managers, to try and flip that.
And you just see that WWE superstars coming out to watch Cardiff Met today. Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you got them all there, haven't you? It's unbelievable from the Cardiff Met boys.
It's obvious that they leave that social to the end of the year because they've hardly got any clothes on. If they did that in December, they'd be in trouble. Great ball.
And we see another big line out here from Cardiff Met. Looping wide. Oh, so
unlucky.
A very, very slick move in the making
right
there.
Great hit.
So physical, you can just see there already. The hits are coming in. The carries are always going to be making meters as well.
Little overlap here.
Quick feet, nice. IPJ with a kick. That's Ryan Williams there, ready. Trying to work some magic into the midfield.
Yeah, he's a dangerous runner, Ryan. I've seen that all year in training and stuff. He's stepped me a couple of times. He's one of those where he doesn't really have to have any opportunity or space, and then boom, line break.
And we can see here Archie Lloyd looking for the box kick. Sorry, to get out of their half and keep that territory just in the Hartbury.
Unlucky.
Really close there from Toby Logger to try and grab that ball. And we're coming back. I think this is the perfect time to have you on, Marshy, because we are seeing a lot of bit of a kicking battle at the moment. Just really trying hard to get that territory.
Yeah, so there's probably two types of kicking battle. There's the one from Archie Lloyd we've just seen, which is more contestable. That's going to be an important part of the game, where the 9s or 10s or whoever's kicking has to get it in a position where you can either compete for the ball, so we saw Toby try and catch it there, or you can hit man and ball and put pressure on that ruck. And then obviously the other type of kick battle is more the longer stuff. You're trying to force the opposition back and then wait for a mistake. But yeah, it is going to be a big part of today's game.
We can see Casey Williams taking his first line out in the 22 of Cardiff Met, wanting to try and equalise the game with another 5-point try, but let's see what they can do. And we always knew it was going to be a maul this close to the line, but
little fumble there.
A little fumble there. Very, very, very lovely for Cardiff Met to be let off that one a bit there, because we all know how strong the Hartbury mauls can be, especially from that distance out.
Yeah, that bit of play was always going to be important either way. If Cardiff Met can exit here, again, it's the same kind of theme we talked about. They'll maintain the momentum, and Hartbury will probably feel a little bit frustrated. And yeah,
I think it's going to be very, very motivating as well for Cardiff Met. Them seeing that Hartbury are coming into their 22, are taking them entries, but coming out with absolutely nothing, and that is always going to boost your confidence. Oh, big scrum here from Hartbury. Archie Lloyd making sure he got the ball out just before the ref put the whistle to his lips.
I don't have to know anything about scrums to know that was a big scrum.
I see massive tackles here from the Hartbury boys. The boys in red really making it hard for Archers to get out of their 22. And Sam Berry again with a clearance kick.
It's probably not what he was looking for.
Straight into the eye line of Jack Gilbert with a massive carry there, Jack Gilbert.
That's brave from Spabs there, because he slipped a little bit and still went through with the chop.
And ref says play on. It was attempt to catch. Play stands here for Hartbury hitting into the 22. And another big carry there. Ollie Allport really trying to make them yards in 22 for Hartbury. Advantage is over. IPJ comes onto the wing. And it's try time for Hartbury. Sam Alexander gets his try in the corner to equalise the game. 5-all here in King Coyd. I think we always knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be back and forth. Like I said, Hartbury here to play. They're being brave with the ball. They created a bit of space on the edge, and then, I mean, IPJ, once you put that guy in space, it's always going to be difficult. Lovely bit of footwork there to create what effectively was a 2-on-1 on the edge.
And it's going to be one of them games again, I think, Marshy. It's going to be topsy-turvy, tries at every single end we can think of. But again, you said it there, IPJ, a lovely little bit of footwork just to give Sam a bit of space in the corner to work his magic. And ultimately, Hartpury have got the 5 points from it.
This is tough.
But can Tate 40 do what Sam Berry didn't and get them extra points to put Hartpury in front? And you can hear the cheers. We knew that wasn't in just from the sound that was coming from the other side of that field. Unlucky there for Tate 40 to try and get that kick, but it is 5-all coming in 16 minutes into the match.
I don't know for sure, but I know that Tate and Kai are both very young, so I wonder if Tate in particular has ever experienced like a kick like that or atmosphere like that.
Yeah, both of them just coming out of the under-18 squads. Tate for Ireland and Kai obviously for Wales, and these big prospects for both countries.
Yeah, both very talented players. They'll be important tonight.
And we can see Ed Batchelor there.
That's Kai Geely, that job. That's brave.
A massive carry, but it turns into an Hartpury penalty. Not releasing, the ref says. And Hartpury have got the best out of that one.
That was a brave tackle. I mentioned Kai. I was playing with him a couple of weeks ago in the championship, and he got a jackal turnover, which is not something you see from many nines outside of Antoine Dupont. So he's a gritty player. He's a brave player.
Definitely not shying away from that tackle. Fair play to the man.
That's a your man kind of moment.
Oof. And we can see Casey Williams again, just in front of them Cardiff Met Ultras.
I'm telling you, watch this, 3 from 3. Oh no, I shouldn't have said that.
The streak's over, the streak's over. A missed throw there from Casey Williams. In fairness to him, he has had a tough day at the office so far, throwing in front of them fans, but
yeah, all
just
3 line
over.
But we'll be relieved when there's one over this side of the pitch.
I don't think we'd be able to hear ourselves thinking if we were on that side, to be honest with you. I think all we hear is chants and chants and chants, and probably get quite wet from a few drinks getting thrown, especially when Cardiff Met score. And you can see here, just from that overthrow, the knock-on, coming back for the scrum for Cardiff Met. Just shy of the 10-metre line. Marsh, do you think this will be the point in time in the game where you would just go for the clearance, or would you try and play from this position?
So I'm looking at Theo Povey on the left here, just because he's got a good left boot. If they just set him up a little bit closer to the scrum, they might have looked for a kick, but they haven't. They've put him on the wing and they're going for a run option. That's nice.
And it's an inside pass there to Jack Walsh. Gus Patterson's on the wing. A little offload.
Good play.
Oh, so close there from the Archers. A beautiful little offload from Gus Patterson. A more argy-bargy here from Gus Patterson and that man IPJ again. We all knew this was going to happen.
Here we go.
Always the same when this fixture comes along. Tensions are always going to be rising.
How good was that though? A bit of play on the edge.
Again there, Cardiff Met using that space not very, very lightly with the short time when they had in that space, and still using the ball and gaining their metres.
Jack Walsh, he's got one of the best right foot steps I've definitely played with. You know it's coming every time, but the way he changes direction, there's just nothing you can do about it.
And in fair play to the man, he's a big unit, especially for a 13. He's very, very tall.
Yeah.
And fair play, I think the legs are always doing the work there.
Yeah, very good player, Jack. Probably subtleties to his game that not many people notice is actually his defensive side to his game. His ability to make decisions, whether to shut and jam or whether to just go on a drift, and then his one-on-one tackling in those situations is very good. So he will be a massive part of tonight, especially the way Hartpury are going to attack. Whether he can snuff out some of those opportunities and defend well will be a big factor in this game.
And we see here Hartpury getting the penalty from the ref. Just Gus Patterson losing his head a bit and pushing IPJ into the barrier.
Great kick.
And it's ultimately resulted in Hartbury, getting a line out in the heart of Cardiff Met heart. And it's the perfect view we've got here, Marshy, for this line out. I think this is a bit easier here for Casey Williams. Less noise on this side of the pitch.
Yeah, so interestingly, every time Cardiff Met have had a line out, Hartbury haven't competed. But as we see there, Ollie Smith, obviously very like line out technician. He loves it. Great steal there, great read. Cardiff Met are obviously competing.
And Cardiff Met pounce onto the opportunity to gain some metres off this one. Stealing the line out, Ollie Smith.
Oh, that's nice.
Gus pass and down to Jack Walsh. That man you talked about before, using them legs to work. Archie Lloyd spins the pass out wide.
Met just need to relax here now, get comfortable on the ball, build a little bit of pressure here. Keep the ball for a few phases.
That's one thing we haven't seen so far this game either, is just that structure and just the process of getting a few phases going.
Great
and
carry.
Another big carry there from Ed Batchelor.
Ed's been a huge difference in terms of like Cardiff Met's results in the first half of the season. He wasn't really around, and then he's come into it, particularly that Christmas clash, and afterwards he's been a massive part of the team and a big driver in why the team's been getting better results.
You see the Hartburys here fronting up on this defence.
Little tip. Oh! Yeah,
but that is a potential yellow card, maybe, if the ref's feeling's nasty, but it was a knock on there from Jack Gilbert.
Take the 3. Oh, he's going for the corner. I'd be on there saying go for the 3.
Oh, and it's not gone out. Samberry just short of the line there. And I think you're right in what you were saying there, Isaac. I think the 3 should have been called, but we see Hartbury taking advantage of that missed kick.
Again, though, subtleties to his game. Jack Walsh with the kick chase there. It's not something people notice. But although Bez missed the touch, because Jack Walsh was chasing and putting on pressure, it's not actually made that big a difference in terms of field position.
And we've seen
He's
Ollie
tired
Smith.
now, though.
And we've seen Ollie Smith nick one right in front of our eyes here. Maybe he can do the same on the other side and just make sure it's a nice clean line out there from him. Geth Cannon there, a lovely take from the man. And Met decide to stick with the maul this time instead of their usual trick play. Kieran Hill guiding from the line. Toby Lock there. Oh. And Ryan Williams there with a knock on. The wide channel was open. And it's a turnover. Hartbury look to play it from their half. A cheeky step and offload to IPG. But the lino comes back for the touchline. Beautiful little footwork there from Sonny Greenman and a little offload. If he was a few centimetres inside, I think IPJ would have been gone there with that chip and chase.
Yeah, before that though, I'm disappointed the ball went down because we were about to see a Ryan Williams versus the IPJ, both in space, bit of one-on-one. That would have been a great matchup, so I'm frustrated that one went down.
I'm sure if we keep an eye out, I think them two will have a few chances to run at each other tonight.
It'll come, I'm sure.
And it's a little quick one from Ollie Smith. No lifter needed.
Oh.
And it's another offload. Offloading game all day for Cardiff Met. Samberry takes over from Archie Lloyd on the scrum half duties for the ruck.
What a ball. Here we go. He's in. Great try. How good is that?
Theo Povey, the chip and chase to himself.
What a try.
What an absolute beauty from the man.
That is such a good piece of skill. And I don't want to take away from Ollie Smith either. That's the second row flinging that to the wing. Little money ball on the left.
An absolute bullet from the second row straight to the winger to work his magic. And a beautiful response there from Cardiff Met and Theo Povey. Taking it to 10-5 Cardiff Met.
We both went silent there when the ball was bouncing, just waiting to see what happened.
We literally,
the world
I think
stopped.
we're both on our tippy toes waiting to see what happened. And we can see here Samberry. An easier kick for the man, but we can see the replay here. You can see the money in his eyes. Unbelievable little chip and chase, beating IPJ on the wing, leaving him for dust and coming out with 5 points to his name. And the extras are there for Samberry. Cardiff Met lead 12-5 in the 26th minute of this match. I think we're on for a really, really good game here, Marshy boy.
Yeah, it's been good so far. I can see it only getting better. What a try, though, from Theo. He is, again, he's only 18, I think, and he's crazy. He's such a key talent. Keep an eye out for him in the future years because his skill set is very good. I'm pretty sure he kicks off both feet as well, which is pretty special.
That is very special. A little bit of Mike Hansen about him, the kicking off both feet. He can pick off both feet as well, can he?
Mike Hansen?
I think he can he?
Mike,
or is he left-footed?
Oh.
And we can see Samberry again kicking that ball straight up for the clearance, off the reset.
Good exit. Again.
And yet again, it's becoming a bit of a pattern. I think it's a good tactic as well from Cardiff Met to keep kicking off these clearances into that corner. We've seen it all times before that Cardiff Met fans are always going to be that 16th man on Rugby 1. And it should be the case coming again to this line-out. But Casey Williams responds with a beauty of a line out there. Hartbury looking to go wide. Beautiful hands there from the pack.
Yeah, that's nice. Everyone's square, little tips. They're going again.
You can see Cardiff Met really trying to keep Hartbury out of here. And Tate 40 there with a little tip on pass to the backs. To the forwards, sorry.
That's good timing tackle. There we go, Hartbury hit lead here, he'll stay square. Little pull, great defence.
Well read from Gus Patterson there on that little pop pass. But Hartbury keep on going. And another big tackle there from Jack Walsh. Sending the Red Boys back.
He's having a great game.
That's a big carry there from that man, Liam LaRue, an absolute monster on the pitch. And it looks like it's a turnover. And Cardiff Met come away with the ball in their half. And Cian Hill takes the duties of just carrying up, just to give them time to get set up after that quick turnover there.
He's a first year as well. Both teams have got a good crop of first years coming through. A lot of very talented 18-year-olds. There we go again with a kick pass.
Samberry there with another cross kick. Nice. Oh, Theo Povey. Beautiful little catch, but it seems like he just lost it in the tackle there. The referee's trying to make up the decision. I did feel like that Theo Povey wasn't the one that actually put the ball forward there. I think the ref's going to give it Cardiff Met's way. There was a bit of afters there. Gus Patterson still saying about that face push that we did see on Theo Povey, but the ref shakes his head.
A penalty for the push?
I think it was just on the side of just tackling the air because he did jump up and was disrupted as he took the ball on. And again, a missed kick there from Samberry.
You can hear him get a lot of stick from the Hartbury fans down here.
And again, you said it earlier when we were on the other side of the pitch, Isaac. Another missed kick there from Sam, but again, the pressure there, not giving Hartbury the chance to get some territory off the 22.
Great line out again. Ollie Smith is running that well.
Massive carries here. There's a lot of intention. Archie Lloyd's gone quick. Beautiful feet. Oh, and he could have got the offload off. He gets the offload off. Rhys Spavins. Lovely support from the flanker.
Great try. Opportunist try. Cardiff Met look to do a short side play, so 1-1 play. They'll hit the middle and then come back. But Hartbury are very well set, obviously expecting it, but they forgot Archie Lloyd. He goes through the middle.
And we just mentioned it there, waiting for Archie Lloyd to hit that pass to Gus. And he didn't need Gus in the end because he had a massive Rhys Spavins on his shoulder. And I think there was a big smile on Archie Lloyd's face when he saw him come into the support. Another try for Cardiff Met. Really, really important kick for Sam Berrier to get them extras, because I think it is a matter of when, not if, that Hartbury will respond.
Good shot again.
And a beauty from Sam Berry. Gives him the extra 2 points.
It's Gareth Davis, I think, on his shoulder. Fair play to Gareth. One of his super strengths is all year, all the times I play with him, has been his work rate. And again, things you wouldn't notice, like after a line break, who's the guy at the ruck? It's Gareth. Little moments like that you need, and he's got the reward there.
And we see a slightly short kick from the restart there from Hartbury. Just coming onto the line of the 22 metre. But processes as usual for Cardiff Met. Getting ready for that. Box kick from Archie Lloyd.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh, very, very close there. A little behind the back pass from Toby Locke, but his foot just hitting the touchline. Very cheeky from the winger.
Yeah, I mean, you can see from moments like that, Cardiff Met have got confidence, like they're trying things. They clearly have a little bit of like the momentum. So yeah, they're definitely on top at the moment. I think a big part of it has come from the exits. They're just not messing around, one phase, clean exits. So all the pressure's kind of on Hartbury at the moment.
And you saw from the replay there, just the slick handling and just the lovely offload there from Archie Lloyd again. Just really playing with confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
From 1 to 15. We can see Hartbury again coming into the Cardiff Met half. A little dummy. And a sit down Gus Patterson.
Oh, he's gone.
And Casey Williams taking it quickly. Trying to use his feet, but a beautiful tackle there from Ryan Williams.
Yeah, that was high, I think. It's a big moment for Hartbury now. They've got an opportunity, can they take it? But also, can they just stay down here?
There's Harry right there with a massive carry, looking to...
Great carry, great latch.
I was just about to say looking to carry strong, and I think that answered that straight away. Another beautiful carry after carry for Hartbury to get another 5 points. A beautiful response from the boys in red.
Yeah, Casey Williams, the captain, leading from the front there. A little cheeky pick through the ruck.
Obviously, you're the expert eye in this. And we are back live. Sorry about that, folks. Just a bit of time, technical difficulties, you know how it is, but we are back.
I think that's a big moment in the game. Obviously, Hartbury scoring kind of out of nowhere. Just as I was saying, picked through the ruck. And now they've clawed their way back in a little bit. Only 5 points in it. 5 points? 7 points. That's my maths.
And it's always going to be that type of game. This game will never, ever disappoint in being a blockbuster. We've said it before. I think we can say it a million times and it'll still be the same. This game, you will never, ever be able to predict what could happen in these types of games.
No. My score prediction was 33-31 to Met being the home side. So, I don't know. Maybe they've scored too many points already for that. Interesting setup here from a bats perspective. It's just a case of whether they'll hit up near the scrum with the 8 or potentially with the 12 and then look to exit off that, or they could shift to 13 or 15 and look to exploit this space down in the opposition half.
We have just shy of 5 minutes left on the clock, so you never know what could happen with the Hartbury set up in the backs, as you just said. But a big scrum here will be the first thing that they need. Nice and solid there from the front three.
Yeah, good scrum from both sides. Here we go, they've looked to play.
They're looking to play.
So it's just whether they'll kick on the edge or not.
A long pass down there to IPG, trying to use his feet.
Great defence, Jack Walsh again.
Gets caught in a Jack Walsh and Theo Povey sandwich there. Another big carry there from Ollie Allport. He's had massive carries all game.
Great pull.
That's beautiful play there from the Hartbury side.
That
does not matter.
That's a good defensive set from Cardiff Met. And then to get a turnover at the end is good.
Unbelievable there. Kieran Hill, I think that was, with that turnover. Brilliant work from the number 2. And we see again, Cardiff Met with the territory just shy of that Hartbury 22-metre line. And we're coming close to half-time as well. And I think Hartbury are going to want to try and keep the score in from the Cardiff Met side to a minimum. But the way they're playing with that much confidence, I think it'll be a tough ask for the boys in red. We see again here Cardiff Met opting out for that maul. And they keep going. Slowly chugging into that 22 area.
They've put their backs in as well.
Looking to use it. Massive maul there for Cardiff Met, just really trying to make their meters.
This will be a big part of the game. I wonder if when we get to 80 minutes, we'll look back at just before half-time, depending on what's happened. Did Cardiff Met score and then get a little bit of a breakaway in terms of points pressure, or did Hartbury almost steal a bit of momentum and defend this? So we'll see.
We can see here that the gain line slowly decreasing for Cardiff Met, but Sam Berry's trying to work his magic to regain that meter. Max Surrey again with a massive carry.
Take the 3.
Just takes, ref says, second man playing the ball there for Hartbury. And you think you've said it already, Marshy, but yeah, you take the 3 in this situation.
They're going to go for the corner anyway.
No, I don't think they want to listen to you. I think they want more than 3 points.
They'll know more than me in terms of what's working. I'm only looking at it from the touchline, but people like Ollie Smith will know if they've got the advantage at the line out in terms of the maul. We've just seen them hit a very good maul, so I'm sure they'll make me look pretty stupid here and score. I just always think in terms of scoreboard pressure, I generally would prefer going for the 3 just because it keeps chipping away at the scoreboard.
Well, we've seen so many times in this fixture before, it is always down, like it was last time, to that 3 points.
Backs are going in.
But everyone is going into this maul. Down to Cardiff Met. The meters are reducing closer to that try line.
This is huge.
And it's try time again for Cardiff Met.
That's a big moment. That's almost a big moment.
A full 15 maul almost from the Cardiff Met side. And they get an extra 5 points when the clock goes red here on Rugby 1. 24-12 coming into half-time.
The pack can take credit for that.
But could it be 26-12? I think all the backs are going to be saying how good they are in the mauls after that one now. Unbelievable. And it's going to be very, very tough to try and find out who actually scored that try, because it could literally have been anyone. And we can see here Sam Berry throwing the grass up in the air to make sure that this kick is nailed on between the posts. And Sam Berry gets the extra 2 points as the ref blows his whistle for half time. 26-12. to Cardiff Met here on Rugby 1. Marshy, it's been a very, very eventful half. We've got to say, we've seen cross-field kicks, we've seen almost a full team scrum maul, and we've just seen some pure brilliance on the wings from the likes of Theo Povey and Jack Walsh and your man as well, Toby Locke. But we are going to have a look back at these tries here from Cardiff Met. You can just see how many bodies there are in that maul, and it was really, really good from them to try and push that forward into that maul.
We've had a good mix of tries. We've had some special individual movements from the wingers, but then obviously also the mauls for the purists.
And that is half-time here. 26-12 is the half-time score, and we're going to be joined back down on pitch side with Libby Martin-Lyles.
Audio off.
What a game so far, much to the delight of the Cardiff Met fans who have disappeared. And honestly, much to the misery of the Hartpury fans at the moment, but it is all still to play for. Tensions are definitely very high, both on and off the pitch, but it's been a very exciting one, and I cannot wait to see what the second half brings. But firstly, we cannot ignore our other half of the BUCS Super Rugby, our incredible women's team. It has been truly inspiring to see the continued growth of support for our women's sports across our universities. And International Women's Day last Sunday was an incredible day to celebrate just what our women in sport have to offer.
What a first half, 26-12 to Met, scoring their first try. Now, keeping on the topic of Women's International Day, we caught up with Esme, one of the Leeds players in women's football.
I am Esme, I'm 21 and I play striker. I have been playing since primary school, and I started, my older sister used to play football, and my dad was semi-pro as well, so that's kind of how it all started.
3 minutes.
Obviously knew Cardiff Met was a good uni, and that's one of the main reasons why I came here, was because of the football setup. It was so good. And then when I joined the team, all the girls were lovely, and I felt like I just fitted in straight away. I haven't been here too long. Obviously we have gone down a league, but like the progress we've made this season has been like amazing, and it's so nice to see like all the girls working so hard to get back to where we are hopefully going to be next season. We had done pre-season, and then we were in our second pre-season game, and the pitch was awful, but I just went in for a tackle and foot got stuck in the grass and it went downhill from there. I didn't really see it coming. Like, you always, like, it's so common now for like ACLs to happen, but obviously like when it happens to you, it's like a massive shock. Obviously it's like the whole like ACL, like I'm out for a whole year, like that thought, like it's awful, but coming out the other side, like I'm like, in a weird way, I'm glad it kind of happened. I feel like it's made me a different player now. I found like, because I was always focused just on football, I found like other hobbies now and other interests. Like I got really into the gym, focused more on like how important like it is to like look after your body, like nutrition, like all of the recovery and stuff. Like I've learnt so much about that now. I had quite a complex tear in my meniscus, so I obviously had to, the rehab process was a lot slower than what it usually would be. So when I was like going through all of it, it was like so much slower than the usual like just ACL, so I had to be really careful, and I was on crutches for like 2 months and it was awful. Like that whole rehab process, like I felt so alone. You think it's like it's just you in it, you feel like no one else quite understands like what you're going through, and like obviously they don't, but like it's so important just to have like the girls around you. Cardiff Met were really good. Like I was still, obviously we have Dan the physio, and he helped me like the whole way through my rehab, which was really good. And obviously you've got all the facilities here, all the testing, making sure I was ready to come back. They really helped me through all of that. It was definitely a shock when John told me that I'd be club captain, but I'm just so grateful for it, and I just feel like when I came back into pre-season, I was like the most motivated I'd ever been. So obviously I've been out for a whole year and you're so ready to get back. And then to like feel like all that hard work I put into like my rehab and pre-season has like paid off by getting club captain. Obviously I want to score goals as a striker, but I think I'm just not putting any pressure on myself, and I just want to love the game again.
It's amazing to hear from Esme, somebody who's gone through injury and still has powering back. Now, we're back here with Tom. Tom, tell me about the women's football team. They've got a match later in the Adran South, I believe?
That's correct, yes. So they're currently top of the Adran South. They've had an amazing season so far. They've played 9, they've won 8. They're currently 3 points clear at the top of the table from Pure Swansea, and they're playing bottom of the table Taffswell later on this evening. That's away. And then if Pure Swansea lose or don't get 3 points on Sunday, they could even secure the title already in that match against Cumbria and Celtic on Sunday.
So I know you always keep up with the women's team because I'm always chatting to you. What can we expect from the game later?
Yeah, so they're a really high-scoring team, Cardiff Met. They are currently the top scorers in the league at this point. They've scored 28 goals already. Esme, who you've just seen there, is the top scorer in the team at the moment, so she's on fire at the moment in the league. They're also in the semi-final of the SWFA Hugh James Cup against Penybont. That's in about a week and a half's time, so a week on Sunday. So there's a huge opportunity for silverware this season. But even if they win the title, Cardiff Met, they would still have to have a playoff against the winner of the Adran North, which is likely to be Connors Quay Nomads, in order to get promoted back into the Adran Premier, where they were last season.
I feel like the women's football are always so busy. They've got the BUCS, they've got the Adran Souths. Sorry, you've just mentioned the SFW, was it?
Hugh James SWFA
what is that?
Cup
Can you
as well.
explain that to me?
Yeah, sure. So it's the cup made up of all the teams below the Adran Premier. So it excludes some of the big clubs like Cardiff City, Swansea, Wrexham, but yeah, everything below that basically. So Met have got a really good chance of progressing in that.
That's amazing. And what about the women's basketball as well? I know they're doing really well. There's so much sport for women that are doing really well.
Yeah, that's an amazing story as well. So they're currently playing in the National Championship semi-final against Loughborough. So it's a huge fixture. They're in the 4th corner at the moment. They're currently 66-54 down at this point. They're looking to go one better than last season, where they lost in the semi-final to, you guessed it, Loughborough. So it's a bit of a revenge fixture for them at the moment. They've got so much talent in that team. American stars like Sheridan Flauger and Amelia Sharp, who also play in the Basketball Super League as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but does that match happen today?
It's currently in the 4th quarter, that's right. So we still have about 5 minutes or so left.
Would you know the score at all?
Yeah, so it's 66-54 at the moment, but you can go and watch it on the Loughborough Basketball stream if you'd want to.
And do you follow up with them normally? Like
yeah, absolutely. There's a huge amount of great players. Holly Stones, I've co-commentated on some of the Basketball Super League fixtures. She's been injured more recently with her ankle, but she's luckily now playing again as well.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Tom. Thank you so much. I honestly love when BUCS correspondents come in because it shows all the talent in sport and not just the main ones. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any matches for the women's rugby. However, we did catch up with them talking about their role models. So let's have a look at that.
The woman that inspires me is my sister Natalie. We're starting a charity which lost this. The woman that inspires me, why am I talking this like it's like? The woman that inspires me most is my mum. She's been through a lot of hard times in her life and she was able to give us the best childhood possible, allow us to try out every sport and do as much as we could, try music, everything like that. And I think ultimately that's what has got me to where I am today. My mum's passed away 4 years ago now, so resilience and hard work that get to go through what she went through, so yeah.
I think my mum does. She is a woman that I look up to. She gets up all the time with all her illnesses. I might cry now. And she literally is my world.
This is from my mum. I'm going to say my mum. My mum. So yeah, my mum. My mum, she's the best. My mother, I wouldn't be where I am today without her. My mother inspires me the most because she's the most resilient person I know and all she does is keep fighting.
Someone who inspires me the most is my Aunt Marie. She's really helped me a lot in the last year. We've really grown closer and more connected and I really appreciate the guidance and help she's given me this last year and support me.
Let's go,
all the other Guardia players and everyone within the team. Just because we all work hard for each other, we stick together and we inspire each other. I would say Kat, our head coach, she has an amazing story and an amazing rugby background, and yes, just inspires us to be us every single day.
My mum,
so much love for her, and she inspires me day in, day out, and how strong she is as a woman and as an individual just inspires me to be that strong. And yeah.
No. I absolutely love hearing about all the women and all the inspirations. Now, sticking with women's rugby, I'm here with Cleve, another rugby expert. Now, Cleve, you were down at Parc y Scarlett, my hometown, and I'm absolutely gutted I missed this match. Now, tell me about how it was. Who did you go and watch? Gwalia and Brython, I believe?
Yeah, it was Gwalia and Brython down in Parc y Scarlett. It was a really good game, really exciting. It wasn't high scoring, 7-0. You don't see that often in rugby. But it was a terrific game. It was a very good defensive display from both teams, which you don't see often, but it was a great watch. And a bit of a good personal day for me because my dad is retiring from us. He's the team manager of Brython, and so yes, it was quite a good special day for me and the team as well.
And how did you celebrate? Because Brython won then. How did you? Was your dad there? Sorry.
Yeah, he was.
How did you both celebrate?
Yeah, well, I think we just had food and just left. To be honest.
Didn't want to see Snackley.
Oh, well, I live near you, so I've been there many times. So yeah, it was a good day.
Oh, it's amazing to hear. So now, can we see any of the Welsh teams in the semi-finals?
Luckily, we can see both teams in the finals. Both Gwalia and Brython got through to the finals. Going to be two difficult games out in Ireland, but two games they could win.
Out in Ireland, did you say?
Yeah, out in Ireland, in Gaul, I think it is.
Would you be going? Would your dad be going?
We'd both be going because it potentially could be coming up to the next two games. If they get the semis, that'll be his, and get out in the semis, that'll be his last. If he goes to the final, that'll be his last. So yeah, I'll be going to both.
Oh, that's really exciting. When is this? Because this is very shameful for me, but I don't follow as rugby as much as I should, especially from Snackley. But when is the match going to be happening?
So it is next weekend. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember the days. Next weekend it is out in Ireland. Both teams will be playing the same day, and they'll both be playing against the Irish teams, which is going to be a very big test for both of them.
And have you been to Ireland before to watch any of the matches? Six Nations?
No, I've never been to Ireland. It's my first time going to Ireland. Both, obviously, the two Irish teams finished first and second, so it's going to be a big test for Brython and Gwalia. But last time Brython played Wolfhounds, that's who they're against, they managed to beat them, and they're the first team outside of Wales to beat Wolfhounds. And I believe, I could be mistaken, it was only the second time or third time they lost. So that's a big statement for Brython going out against Wolfhounds, so they could do a big upset then. But then with Gwaliad and Clovers, who they would be against, it was a very close game between both of them. So again, it's going to be a really exciting game. I think it was 19-16 was the final score, so it was a very close game between them two. So it's going to be two really exciting games, which I'm looking forward to watch.
Have you been keeping up with the whole season, or have you just jumped in and out? Because obviously there's so much going on, like Six Nations. What Welsh fan?
Obviously Welsh fan. Obviously Welsh fan.
Yes, the Six Nations going on. This is going on. Women's Six Nations is just around the corner. Luckily for us, before they used to play in the same weekend, I believe, and now what a huge success. They get their own week to have the matches. Will you be watching the women's game?
Yes, we'll be 100% watching the women's game. We'll kept up fully with the season with the Celtic Challenge and then the Six Nations. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a big test for the girls, the Welsh girls. They did well last season, and I think they're going to keep improving throughout the season and throughout the Six Nations.
Do you have any standout players in this challenge?
Celtic Challenge?
Yes. Sorry, I'm like going back and forth. Six Nations, come on, my expert.
No, it's fine. Yeah, well, Jess Rogers has been really good for a Cardiff Met club captain. She's been really good for Brython. Maisie Davis as well, Cardiff Met player, has been incredible for Gwalia. There's Lucy Isaac as well, another flanker for Brython, who have done extremely well again, Cardiff Met students, so it's great to see a lot of Met representation in the Celtic Challenge. It's a good testament to how good the programme is here, which is great to see.
Now, these players you mentioned, obviously you mentioned a lot of Met players, and I'm just trying to understand, obviously. So they're playing the Celtic Challenges, but also in BUCS, is that completely different?
So the big thing with the BUCS League is they are not allowed to play for Celtic Challenge. So if you've seen throughout the season when they've gone into the BUCS League, you don't see Jess Rogers, you don't see Lucy Isaac, you don't see Amy Williams. These players are missing because of Celtic Challenge. So it's a big test for the Met programme to see how good the depth is, and they're doing really well without them players, so it's great statement for the depth of Cardiff Met women's programme. So yeah, they won't be playing both. They're prioritising the Celtic, so it's difficult for Lisa Newton, but
yeah, I can only imagine. And I just wanted to ask, like, you're saying they can't play both. How do they choose? Do they choose themselves? Does Lisa just have to, you know, pick?
I believe it is Celtic takes priority, I believe.
Right.
So it's basically they'd say, we want these players, and Lisa's got to be like, all right, okay, we're going to have to deal with that, if you get me. But then obviously sometimes the players do get released out of Celtic so they can play for BUCS League. So I know 2 weeks ago, or 2 or 3 weeks ago, Jess Rogers got released from the Celtic Challenge just to play, so she could play against Hartpury away. So they're allowed to, if they're not playing on the weekend, they can play on Wednesdays, but then if they're playing on the weekend, they can't play on Wednesdays. Gosh,
that must be tough. But, you know, they're missing out. I'm sure like a lot of Met play for BUCS and Celtic Challenge. They're probably friends as well.
Yeah.
How many times do they train? Do they mix their training?
So it would probably be, they prioritise the Celtic, so they'll train on a Tuesday in Arms Park, and this is for Brython. They train Tuesday in the Arms Park, and then they'll train Thursday in Parc y Scarlett. So basically, the reason they train once in the Arms Park is so that they can have the uni students and all that, they can be allowed to, they don't have to travel so far. So they can come up, go to the Arms Park, and they can train there, and then they can go then back home, and they don't have to travel so much, if you get me.
That's amazing to hear, you know, with the women's rugby. There was once a time when women weren't allowed to play rugby, so it's amazing to see how much they've progressed. Now, let's talk about the first half of this game. Have you been watching it?
I have been watching. I've quickly run up from there.
No wonder.
Yeah, so if I'm red, that's why.
I was going to say, no wonder why.
So it's been a really entertaining first half. Both teams have been, it's end-to-end rugby, which is what you want to see when you're watching rugby, is end-to-end. Met struck first with a great try in the corner, and then there's just been 2 well-worked tries, a kick and chase again from Met. But Hartpury are keeping it in there. They're staying strong as we expect. It's always a good game against Hartpury. I remember when it was in Kingsholm last game, I think it was a 33-30 win to Hartpury. So Met obviously looking for revenge from that. But it's always, Hartpury Met is always a good game, and it's a game I always look forward to watching.
I was literally going to say as well, like, you know, Hartpury is such a tough team, and the fact that in the first half, I don't want to speak too soon, but obviously Met, you know, taking the lead. Are there any standout players for you at the moment?
There's been a few. There's been, I think, Gus Patterson's, obviously you expect him to be phenomenal. Geth as well. He's been incredible to watch as well. So yeah, them two are going to obviously have a big second half and help Met hopefully get the win.
Well, thank you so much, Lee, for coming in. It's amazing to speak to you and get that rugby knowledge, especially when I don't have the background. I've learned a lot. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And I'll let you go now, and so you can finish watching off the second half. Now, unfortunately, that's all we have today. The boys are coming back. I can see them coming back. The fans are ready. So let's give it back to the rugby.
So if I do it every single week, you just have to move on. It's one of those where, like, sometimes the easier the kick, you end up getting those drop balls because you start thinking about the next thing before you caught the ball. I imagine that's what Ed's done there without really realising it. He's thinking about the next player, the carry, and it's just fumble. But I honestly do that every week. Just move on, next job.
He's still shaking his head off that scrum, but hopefully he's in his happy place now. He's back in the scrum. He's not catching any more high balls down here.
It is tough because in his head it'll be a lot bigger than it is for everyone else. I know we're talking about now, but no one else in the crowd's really thinking about that. So he just needs to move on, next job.
And a very, very solid scrum from both teams there again.
Yeah, I've
really
seen this.
grunting up. And it's a little play there.
Good defence.
Tate 40 with a little pass, 1-2 to himself. Not much ground being made here off that scrum though, looking pretty much in line from where the scrum was taken. A big carry there from George Alexander, the big man on the pitch.
This is fine from both sides because, yes, Hartpury aren't making much ground, but they just needed to come out in the second half and get comfortable on the ball again, put through some phases, but then equally from Cardiff Met, they've had another good defensive set. They'll be doing Ian Gardner proud in his last game. Last home game, sorry. Wow. That's a big moment.
There you have it. I think you spoke that into existence. I think that will be making Ian Gardner proud. Brilliant grit there. Ollie Smith, a man we've been mentioning quite a lot recently this game, with the turnover, and ultimately Sam Berry is going to want to make sure that this kick
he's had a couple
gets
not quite hit
downfield.
touch. That's a better kick. That's a good kick.
He's made sure with that one.
Yeah. That was pretty big psychologically for Cardiff Met, I can imagine. Just because Hartbury have come out and then gone for an attack, and then they've had a good defensive set. There we go, guards on screen. Yeah, huge defensive set like we were talking about. It's his last home game. He's obviously done so much for the club over a very long time. Has developed and seen through a lot of brilliant players, and I know he'll want to see a win. Hopefully he'll be enjoying it, but also I know the boys will want to win it for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I was speaking to him earlier just pre-match, and he is hopeful for a win, obviously, but I think it means that more just because it's the last time home. But we can see here.
Jack Gilbert, he's a dangerous player. He's a good player.
Jack Gilbert continues to make them yards wherever he is on the pitch.
Both attack and defence, he offers a lot.
You can see there Harry Wright asking for the ball. A little tip off. And a long pass down here to Sam Alexander, the try scorer in the first half.
Jack Gilbert again.
Jack Gilbert using his strength on the wing there. And Sam Alexander just sneaking away, but the ref comes back for the knock-on.
Again, though, Cardiff Met forcing another error. All it'll be will just like compounding on that psychological piece in terms of Hartbury. They'll feel like every time they attack, they can't get the little ins or get through phases or come away with a point. So, yeah, Cardiff Met have had a good start to the second half.
Really, really trying to keep on to the winning ways like they did in the first half and keeping that scoreboard in their favour.
I've talked about momentum a lot already. I'm going to throw this out there. This is a piece from who's the guy? Nathan Cleary. Do you know Nathan Cleary? Rugby League, big rugby league player. He basically explained this concept in an interview that there's no such thing as momentum. It's just what everyone's thinking. So if you've got the momentum, all that is everyone on the team with the momentum is thinking positively.
And I think that is something we might call momentum, Isaac, but Hartbury really grunting up there to try and get that scrum penalty, and they've done that so far. Cardiff Met did do that last week, but it is Hartbury that's doing it this week on Rugby 1.
Yeah, there we go. So all these Hartbury players will now start to have more positive train of thoughts.
Yeah. And we can just see on the cam there, just saw the grit and almost lick of the lips as well from the substitutes. I really want to make an impact on this game when they come on. And we see this so many times before. A maul from Hartbury, so lethal, especially against Cardiff Met in the last few seasons.
Yeah, Met have done well to stop that. This is it. It's a big moment in the game, because can Met yet again stop them from picking up points, or can Hartbury pick up, close the gap in terms of the points?
Marinch is away here from the try line. Hartbury looking to really
try scored.
Looking to really make the impact there and get over the line, and they have done so. Carnrich is far there with the 5 points for Hartbury. A beautiful response. After a very strong start to the half from Cardiff Met, we see Hartbury redeem themselves and really answer back with a 5-pointer there.
Yeah, that was a big moment, like I said. Basically everything I talked about in terms of Cardiff Met starting well and frustrating Hartbury's attack and momentum has just been completely flipped on its head. So, big moment. This exit will be now important for Hartbury. Can they just get a clean exit, much like Cardiff Met have done?
And T40 there with the extras, 26-19 to Cardiff Met still, but Hartbury close on their tails to really try and nick something like they've done so many times before and break Cardiff Met hearts.
Yeah, 7 points in it is quite big psychologically, because now Hartbury know that they are in it and they've got an opportunity. Anything can happen. Equally, Cardiff Met are probably playing with a little bit more pressure, just because they know one mistake can lead to an equal game again.
And Sam Berry again with the restart. Nice and high.
Yeah, good kick-off. Good take.
A thunderous carry there. And there's Harry Wright again, really making the yards. Just getting over that 22-metre line.
Outside the 22, so this will need to be completable, I think. I can imagine. Yeah, great kick. Good take.
Lovely take there from Ryan Williams. And Alex Wakefield, first carry of the game, for the second half rather, for him.
Can you feel the energy change a little bit from Hartbury?
There's something there, and I think this is what Hartbury love, just having the momentum switch. And it's a beauty there.
In terms of game management, that is perfect from Sam Berry, because as we were literally talking about it, Hartbury have picked up a bit of energy, a bit of defensive pressure, and then Sam Berry's gone, no, we're going to go to the air, put pressure on with a kick chase, and then that's exactly what's happened.
And that was Jack Walsh. Is it Jack Walsh there, just knocking IPJ's foot into touch there?
I didn't actually see who did that kick chase. Theo or Jack, I can imagine.
And a quick one there to Alex Wakefield on the front of the line now. Didn't use much with the yards, but the ball's out safely, looking for more carries from the pack. Oh, Geth, really.
Here we go, turnover, offload. There's kick space, back right. Back right. Oh, they haven't seen it. It's easy to say from up here, isn't it?
I can see you, Hartbury. Trying to get it wide, but it was a slip up there. IPJ trying to recover, but the pressure from Cardiff Met is just too good.
Great work. That was Theo Povey. Just wrapping up his opposite man and putting him into touch.
And I think it's the second time now in 2 minutes where IPJ's been put in that corner again. Cardiff Met really putting that pressure on.
One thing we probably haven't talked about, you can see the flag, can you see the assistant holding his flag, is the wind?
Yes.
So I know it's died down exactly as I started talking about it, but the wind will play a big part in terms of how you kick and where you can kick. So it looks like the wind's going with Cardiff Met, which means Hartbury will struggle to exit generally across this second half.
Oh, and you can see a little offload there from Rhys Spavins. Off that line out, but it's the knock-on advantage there. And Hartbury return the ball in their own 22. And the same process we've seen all game in the 22 area. Box kick there from Kai Geely.
As I was saying, it doesn't look like a massive exit, but what people don't realise whether they're watching from the stand up here in the gantry like us, or especially at home, is how much the conditions can have an effect on the game. I definitely know that from fullback. The ball goes up in the air, everyone thinks, oh, why has he dropped it? But it's actually moved 3 times by the time it's got to me.
And we saw as well, Cardiff Met obviously are playing down, with the wind this half. Would that be the perfect way to finish off the game, of just having that wind on your side when it comes to the dying minutes?
We probably didn't acknowledge it enough in the first half, but the fact that Cardiff Met have gone in at half-time with the big score advantage and the wind advantage, they'll probably be coming out a lot more confident than we actually thought about. That's probably why Bez has gone to the kick game a lot in the second
Rhys
half.
Spavins again, busy in the breakdown, but the ref is coming back, and here are a few boys really eager to come on for this match. You see, we got the bomb squad there that did so crucial last week against Nottingham, and you can just feel the tension on the subs bench, in the dugout. Really wanted to come on and make that impact from the bench.
Yeah, the bench will play a big part of it from both sides. I know Hartbury have made one change, it looks like, already. It's quite interesting to see the timing of the changes, like when will both teams do that? And again, that probably has a lot of thing to do with the momentum. If Hartbury feel like they need a bit of momentum change and they need a bit of energy, they'll bring on their bench. It's probably more tough from a Cardiff Met side. Do they bring on the bench or not?
And we see it's a very, very tight battle in the scrums at the moment. Nothing budging from each side.
Could have given that 2v1.
Big carry there from Ollie Allport off the edge of that scrum.
That's nice.
Beautiful little play. Oh, Gus Patterson with the interception there. Beautiful steal from the inside centre. Kieran Hill there just picking off that ruck, trying to make them yards.
That's
and the
tough.
ref is giving the penalty the other way. A beautiful steal there from Gus Patterson. You really thought something would come off that little steal, but it's a very topsy-turvy little play.
Great kick.
A lot of meters made there from Tate 40 there to make sure that kick just goes into the 22 there.
Yeah, it comes and goes, this win, which sometimes makes it even more difficult because you don't know quite what you've got. One play you can't kick because the wind's so strong, and the next, so it plays a big part in terms of your decision making. Especially as a 9 and 10. Little inside ball, trick play.
Oh, beautiful little inside ball.
Both teams are offloading well tonight.
And then we see the try scorer there.
He's in.
Carl Richards far. Surely he hasn't got a double. Surely not. So close. Beautiful skills there from the second row. Absolutely beautiful, but it just doesn't seem enough. The ref have held up, but...
Yeah, big moment. I thought I saw the ball go down from up here, but I am about 50 meters away.
I was about to say, yeah, we never know on that one, but the result has gone in the way of Cardiff Met there. But don't take anything away from the second row there. Absolutely unbelievable bit of feat. And almost getting his second try of the day. Oh, it's taken quickly.
You had a 2v1 there. Just keep the ball, that's all they need to do.
Oh, it's Casey Williams there with the drop ball.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Commentator's curse is what we call that, isn't it? And you can just see there the pressure that was going from Cardiff Met there. They've really fronted up, but is it just a bit of nerves and a bit of just pressure being on the losing side of this from Hartbury, or I think is it just Cardiff Met really trying to put a statement into every shot they make?
For that moment in particular, I wouldn't say pressure. It was just fight from a Cardiff Met side. When you get a line break like that, you've basically just got fight and work rate. Who's going to get back? Who's going to get set first? And Cardiff Met have done that.
We can just see
I
there.
see that down.
That does look down from our eyes, and maybe it is the case that Con Richards Farr does have his second try of the evening, but no one can argue against the ref. No one can say otherwise to him. He is the man with the rules on the pitch, and he has decided otherwise.
No, that's what makes sport exciting. That's why we love it. You never know what's going to happen, and it creates controversy. I'm sure lots of Hartbury fans will be watching that back thinking, that's a try.
I think there'll be a lot of petitions from Hartbury about getting TMO into BUCS Super Rugby after that one. This is a big scrum here for Cardiff Met, 5 metres out from their try line.
Yeah, difficult place to exit from midfield, right under your post. They've
Beautiful
probably done the
feet.
right thing there. They've carried. They just need to secure this ruck and then get Archie back on his feet to then hopefully box kick exit.
Cardiff Met trying to deal with that defensive pressure from Hartbury. Trying to get that ball cleanly out of the danger zone. Oof, that was a close one from
Probably
Archie.
not what he wanted. Hartbury will be able to get back on the attack now.
And there's that man again, Jack Gilbert. Oh,
shot again, Kieran Hill.
Kieran Hill, a beautiful shot. And it was almost going to be Jack Gilbert mowing over them, but they just didn't take the ball with him.
Max Surrey's giving words to the ref, something about scrum, I imagine.
Scrum is coming down, and we can see here bomb squad front row warming up them hips, warming up them legs. I think you will be very quick until we see them come onto the pitch and really want to make an impact, especially in them scrums.
Yeah, we saw Willow in there as well on the bench. He's a very good player, someone that just does the basics very well. So he's someone that you'd probably feel very comfortable bringing on in this situation. You know he'll bring on more energy, but also in terms of errors and mistakes, he won't be making those. He's a very good player, very safe player, good around the breakdown.
We see another scrum here from Cardiff Met, a bit further out than the one a few minutes ago. Archie Lloyd again off the back of that scrum.
Right idea.
Right idea, but wrong execution there from Ryan Williams. Just needed to get a bit more distance and try and hug the try line instead of kicking it straight out like he did.
Yeah, right idea. They've gone to the right side in terms of the scrum and the spaces there to kick. Probably could have just gone along the floor. It's probably just a safer option. With a kick like that, you have to nail it.
We can see the blonde hair and the introduction of number 21 as well. Sam Wharton-Smith has joined us on the field as well.
It's
a little interception.
Carl Harris, I think, who's come on. What number is he? 21?
21. You can see Max Surrey again there. Oh, he loses the ball into the ruck. And it's Gus. Geth Cannon as well there. A man that's been so important for Cardiff Met this season, especially leading from the pack.
Setting up a contestable box kick here. Big chase needed from Theo, and the kick's got to be on the money. Doesn't matter that it's short, but you just need someone to compete now. That was too easy.
Gus nulling out any type of attack here from Hartbury. But Hartbury have got numbers out wide. A little chip there from Ty Davis.
Oh, Ryan's recovered well there.
Oh, Ryan Davis there not giving up without a fight. A beautiful take from him, but the pressure from Hartbury is just giving them that penalty in the danger zone.
Yeah, not a lot Ryan Williams can do there. He's done all he can. He's gone on the turn and recovered and got the kick. He just needs his support to secure that breakdown.
And it's like what you said earlier about the just about getting back and just giving that support, especially in defence and scrambling in attack as well. And it's so important for everyone 1 to 15 on that pitch to really make the effort to get back.
It's always tough though, because the team that's just kicked into that awkward space, they're facing the ball, whereas the defensive team have got to get all the way back round the corner to get onside to then secure the breakdown.
And that's a sacked maul there from Cardiff Met, but the ref sees foul play. And it's another penalty here for Hartbury. Again, going for the maul option, Hartbury close into the try zone. Will we see
will
the same?
Appreciate that it's on this side of the pitch compared to the first half. He had all the lineouts in under the fans.
Casey Williams loves scoring a try from the maul. 14 tries last season for the captain.
Did he?
14 tries. And this is normally how he scores them. Edging so close to the try line there.
Good defence from Matt.
And it springs out wide. Gus Patterson and Jack Walsh, the centre partnership there, wrapping around. Nulling out any chance of points being scored here.
Oh no, Hartbury still got it.
Can just hear in the side of my ear there, just the archers really screaming, especially when it's this close to the try line. This is where Cardiff Met need it most. The ref is giving penalty advantage. That's going to mean they're going to play so close to the line there, Kai Geely.
They've done very well to hold him up there. This is that fight I was talking about in terms of Cardiff Met.
And it's try time for Hartbury. After so many chances, so close to the line, Cardiff Met finally make that mistake.
From a spectator's point of view, it's we're going to end up with a good finish to the game, aren't we? About 15 minutes left, do you think?
It's a very, very tough one. And I think we were down that side of the pitch for a good 5 minutes there, and it's going to be very, very tired on them Cardiff Met boys, and it's finally the response that Hartpury were looking for most of this half.
Yeah, I know we were talking about subs earlier, and the interesting part of like timing. I think this would probably be a good point for Cardiff Met to get their subs on.
It's Tate 40 that's responsible for trying to equalise this match, to get it to 26-all.
It's an important kick.
Oh, and it's just short. Literally brushes past the outside of the rugby posts. And it's down to 2 points in it. It always happens in this game. We've said it before. 26-24 Cardiff Met, but Hartpury are on their tails once again. Really, really close.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it any other way. It's what makes this sport, but also this league, so exciting.
And it looks like we can see here from the restart, Cardiff Met have brought on their replacements. Willow, and we can see there on the pitch. You can see there as well, you got Jamie Longyear, JJ Wozniak, Ryan Woodford. Them boys really wanting to make that impact now, especially in that front row.
Look, see, there they go. They're playing from deep.
Hartpury looking to play.
That's nice.
IPJ,
he's a dangerous runner.
Always getting their meters, IPJ. Every single time he's on that ball, he's done well tonight.
So just from a Hartpury point of view, they've brought their substitute 10 on, and then they moved 10 Tate out to 12. So I don't know what that tells you in terms of their intent to play, but they'll definitely look to keep ball in hand and shift a little bit more, just like this.
Bringing it out wide here. Little step inside there from Sam Alexander. Scored already in this game in the first half, and he's still making them yards once again. And we can see both sides are brought on their front row replacements. James Fallon there taking up the ball with Tom Hill beside him. And we can see that man there, Ollie Smith, just having a little break on the bench there. And you can see Max Surrey back from his injury. That man has been really, really influential in this game, especially in the lineouts.
Yeah, both of those guys have had good games, but Ollie Smith in particular, like I talked about a couple of moments in terms of being a forward on the edge, but still having the ability to move the ball into space, and his skill set is so good. But then also, I don't want to say the dark arts, but the stuff that you don't notice as much, the lineouts. He's calling all the lineouts in terms of attack and defence. He's had a very good game, and I'm sure he'll be in and around the conversation when we're talking about man of the match.
You see that as well a lot more from the second rows as well, and they are getting that recognition they do deserve, just making the donkey work and really just putting the effort in every single place on the pitch they can.
Yeah. The Cardiff Met subs have had a good impact already, like Will Owen and Gabe Carsey in particular. They've already brought on a lot of intensity, a lot of energy, a couple of physical shots.
And a safe kick there from Tate 40.
Adam Wally's come on. I think he's come on into outside centre. Jack Walsh has gone on to left wing. Theo's gone to full back, and then Toby Locke stays on the wing. Ross Mackay's come on as well. So
I was just about to say, yeah, Ross Mackay's on the field. He's been a very, very busy player in the media from the last week, just because of that absolute beauty of a kick that sealed the win for Cardiff Met last week.
Yeah, and that's the moment he'll get all the glory for, but also the last few games, just the way he's come on, managed the game, and effectively turned the game on the head and closed them out.
And just looking back at the yellow card there that we did miss earlier, as we can see there, off the maul, we can just see there the ref making his mind up, straight down, ruining the maul for Hartpury, and it's a fight. It's 10 minutes in the bin.
Who's been taken off? Was that Gabe? Yeah, I think Gabe Carsey's been taken off, just as I was praising him for an impact.
And it was, yeah, Gabriel Casai that received the 10 minutes in the bin there from the referee. Just really trying to spoil that in the right ways, obviously, but just this little subtle mistake there that the ref needs to take him away for.
Yeah, it's always a tough balance when you come on off the bench. You're trying to make an impact on the game, but sometimes you can almost try too hard. Although that was in the lineup, I don't really know what's going on in the lineup, but
and we've seen a lot here as well. We haven't spoken about it, but Hartbury, and I think just for them having such a strong pack, also the ability to play as well. We've been seeing a lot of them overloss, and that's what we've been seeing them making so much game from is just so much slick play from 1 to 15, I think.
yeah, so they do a lot of that in training. They have a big emphasis on everyone being comfortable on the ball, in particular the forwards, being able to attack square, so run square, but also move the ball, whether that's pulling it out the back or little tips. I know that their coaches and their attack coaches, Tim Taylor and Stemo, they've put a big emphasis on that.
We can see that man, Ed Batchelor, really trying to make an impact, making them yards. Could have looked slightly high there from the Hartbury defence, but ref says nothing.
Good pressure on that kick.
And we can see here, a few of the boys there for the Cardiff Met side, watching from the stands. I think one of them's a bit bored there, but hey-ho, I think he's watching the wrong game if he's going to be yawning like that. But obviously, seeing from the stands, I think it's always important that you got them boys supporting you everywhere, from 1 to 15, and on the bench, and on the sidelines.
Yeah, that was Kyan. He's had some difficulties with injuries, particularly this season, but also just over the last couple of seasons, to be honest. And I don't think they've just been unlucky injuries, whether that's his knee and things like that. Just injuries that there's not a lot you can do about, so he's been unlucky.
And we're seeing a lot of mistakes now from both sides coming into the dying ends of this game, 20 minutes in. And we see that man there, Ross Mackay.
Yeah,
really wanted to make another impact again this week.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage he'll have is I'm sure he's been in lots of these situations before, but particularly over the last few weeks, he's been in this situation time and time again. The only slight difference is they're ahead rather than behind, but he's an experienced player, he's an older player, and he'll do a really good job, I imagine, to close out this game for Cardiff Met.
It's a big pressured scrum there from Hartbury, but Cardiff Met seem to keep the pressure.
Oh,
beautiful
nice
feet there from Theo Povey. He's had an absolute blinder as well this game.
Oh. Yeah, so they obviously shifted to Theo to kick off his left foot, which has obviously worked well for them the last few games, but Hartbury line speed meant that he had to carry that.
It's topsy-turvy games here. A lot of drop balls, but the backwards play is on. Ref says play on.
There we go.
And it's Hartbury edging closer towards that try line once again.
Quick speed of ball.
Oof. It's Ty Davis there with a beautiful carry the outside centre.
You can hear Jack Walsh from up here just giving comms in terms of his defence.
Oh, beautiful little dummy.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful little play. And it's forwards from T40.
I always find that difficult as a player because I know the player that's given the pass is given the forward pass, but the winger should have more depth or be more connected. Like, what more can he do there?
Almost a carbon copy of what Theo Povey went through in the first half in the corner, of just that forward pass, that last man. And it's really going to come down to the little things in this game. 2 points in it, 24-26 to Met. I can just see how close it is. Great eyes from the referee, because if he did blink, I think he would have missed that forward pass. So fair play to the ref. He is on his duties tonight. But it's just them little things that are really keeping it in Cardiff Met's favour at the moment.
Yeah, both players there kind of hugging the touchline, like being in the same position, flat hugging the touchline. I would have liked to see one of them get a little bit more connected and tighter to the ball player there.
You can see again, it's just so close, as it always is in this game. It's always a nail-biter every single time you see the maroon and gold versus them red Hartbury. And even if we're in Rugby 1 King's Home, even if you're in Hartbury College itself, and it's just every single time both teams really are looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I think my score prediction is going to be close.
33-31,
yeah. I said. Is that even possible mathematically?
I think it is. I'm not very good at the whole point scoring thing, because I didn't do much of that, but
it is.
I think
If both teams score 7 more points, I've nailed it.
And the ref having a little chat there with both front row replacements. Just looking to keep that height and just looking to keep it nice and clean coming into the dying ends of this game. And this is where it does matter. These scrums, these little wins on the pitch is always going to make a difference when the game's this close.
Yeah, so Cardiff Met obviously a man down. Gus has gone in the flanker position into the scrum, and then Theo's slotting in at 12 position, probably as a.
That's a
big scrum.
And Ed Batchel again saving the day, just taking that ball quick from the scrum and gaining them yards.
There's definitely opportunity there.
Quick ball to Ross McKay. Down to Theo Povey.
Is that a high tackle?
And players, they are asking for the high tackle. Shouts from the crowd. The ref says play on.
They just need to be careful. Oh, there you go. They got the advantage. Now you can play.
A little grubber there from Gus Patterson. See what can happen. And the ref is coming back for that advantage.
Perfect, really, for Cardiff Met in terms of having a man down. They've exited from their 22. They've picked up a penalty, and now they're going to spend time in the Hartbury half/22-metre area.
And it's not going to be too long now until the teams come back to even numbers. And as you said there, it's very important that...
Great shot.
The Cardiff Met keep on this now. And again, a great little nudge there. Ross McKay really trying to make an impact yet again in these games in the dying minutes. 7 minutes left on the clock.
You can see the assistant ref's flag there. The wind's picked up a little bit. I know I keep talking about it, but it will be a big factor, the wind, in terms of Hartbury being able to exit.
Cardiff Met here looking to close out this game.
Do I need to...
That's Gus Patterson really looking to get the ball straight onto that try line. Everyone hunting for the try here just to see out this game. 5 minutes coming to. And it's a drop ball there. Ryan Woodford with the pressure added onto him. And we yet again come into another scrum. A lot of mistakes here. And it's really coming down to the wire when it comes down to these drop balls.
I wonder if a drop goal was ever coming into Ross's mind there, just to get out of that three-point gap.
Yeah, you've been saying all game ways like that. I think it's always important to keep that scoreboard ticking over, and I think there might have been a few opportunities where, yeah, you could go for that drop goal, maybe even go for the 3 from the penalties, and I think it's going to be in Ross McKay's mind that if it comes down to it, he might have to slot one over like he did last week. We see here no 8 in the scrums for Cardiff Met yet. Still solid in the scrums from both sides. And Hartbury look to play on the outside. Beautiful little carry there from the substitute, Lewis Golding.
See Hartbury looking to keep ball in hand and pick up something just like that, a penalty. Cardiff Met just needed to not give any easy outs, especially talking about the wind. It's hard to kick exit. But a little bit of lack of discipline and not rolling away, and Hartbury have had an opportunity to move down the field.
And you can see the Hartbury line out the pack, taking their time coming into this one. Really important that they keep clean ball here. And it's a quick one. Oh! It was a quick play there from from James Fallon. And the refs picked up a knock on there from the replacement scrum half. So close as well. You could just see how close that was there. Tom Hill almost getting that pass away there to Jamie Fallon, back on the wing. And we are coming very, very close to full time here. And I'm glad I'm not in your shoes, Isaac, because I'm going to ask you to pick your man of the match for the evening.
Yeah, tough job. Obviously been a close game. Both teams have played well. I'll list some nominations as well. I think Ollie Smith is in there, as we talked about earlier on, his ability to play in some of those outside channels, but also how he's worked the line out. I think Jack Walsh has done lots of brilliant stuff, especially defensively, but also he's had a couple of nice breaks in attack. Here we go, Hartbury on the attack.
We're yet to hear from the man of the match, but this is where the nail-biting happens. This is where the pressure starts building for each team.
Sorry, coming back to it. Theo Povey, he's obviously had some magic moments, but has less impacts naturally being a winger.
And the space is a beautiful dummy.
Great tackle.
Great tackle there from Kai Thomas.
I'll come back to the man of the match.
There's too much action to be focusing on that at the moment, Isaac. And Hartbury are edging so close, and it's coming out wide. Oh, and it's a high tackle there from Gus Patterson. It's very, very dangerous there from the inside centre.
This is that 3-point gap I was talking about.
And we've got a bit of break from the blockbuster moments, Isaac.
Yeah.
If you want to finish off what you were saying.
Sorry, yeah, I mentioned Ollie Smith, I mentioned Jack Walsh, I mentioned Theo Povey. From Hartbury's side, Jack Gilbert's had a really good game, both in attack and defence. Khan Richards-Farr's obviously had a big impact. He scored a try, almost scored 2. Well, we think he did score. My man of the match is going to go to Kieran Hill, I think. He's hit a lot of his line-outs. He's had some good moments, a couple of jackal turnovers. I think he scored on that more, but he's also just done a lot of the nitty-gritty stuff, like a couple of carries, pick and goes. So I think he's a deserved man of the match.
And as we say that, we see take 40, take Hartbury just over Cardiff Met once again. 27-26. And even though he is on the losing side, Kieran Hill has been awarded his man of the match by Isaac Marsh, and I think you're right in what you were saying. He has put in all the donkey work today, and I don't think he has put a foot wrong since he was on the pitch. And Royce McKay, nice and high.
Great kick.
Oh, and Hartbury just on the end of that, but it was such a beautiful kick there from Ross McCade, really contestable there.
I thought we were going to see a replica of last week then. Could have got a turnover then.
And we're coming so close now to the dying ends of the game. It's all about game management now for Hartbury.
Kicks a little bit long.
Great take there from Ed Batchelor. Redemption for the drop ball, he said, close to the second half.
Interesting, Hartbury keeping 2 in the backfield here, because I imagine Cardiff Met will keep ball in hand. Great ball.
And you see the overlap. Oh, it's so close, Toby Locke there, trying to offload, trying to get the gainage. And it's so close. These are the games you get stressed about. Either side could win this one. 1 point in it. The clock is red. What can happen? We still don't know.
Yeah, it's always tough because you never really know how much time's on the referee's clock.
And he's played it.
Oh, nice pick
so
up.
close. And Tay40 working his magic again, gaining that meters. Hartbury are going for it. Jack Gilbert, a high tackle on Jack Gilbert there.
That's tough. That's a late change of direction.
Toby Locke on the bad end of that one. The ref might be reaching into his pocket for Toby Locke.
Yeah, that's tough because Toby's got to stay in a high position to kind of make the tackle and keep moving laterally. But then obviously Jack Gilbert's big inside step, change of direction. I mean, with TMO, that would be mitigating circumstances, I think.
And it was a fair old clout there from both players, Jack Gilbert and Toby Locke on the floor. But we're going to see what the decision will be from the referee. He's reached into his pocket. It is a yellow card. Yellow card for Toby Locke into the dying embers of this one. It is a tough blow for Cardiff Met. The second yellow card of the game. And I don't think it could have mattered any more in this situation.
How well have Hartbury done, though, they obviously went in at half-time. I think it was a couple of scores behind, and they've slowly clawed their way back in. Against the wind as well, we talked about that.
Well, keeping Cardiff Met scoreless in the second half as well.
Yeah, wow.
It's been a heck of a performance from Hartbury. The clock is dead on the screen, but it isn't on the field. We are still patiently waiting for that ref to blow his final whistle. And who knows what's going to happen here. Hartbury again just hunting with the ball into the 22 of Cardiff Met. Can they... I was going to say, can they make an impact and null this game out completely? But the ref has given it the other way. Cardiff Met are back in possession.
Like I say, oh, there you go, it's last play.
Last play of the game, the ref says, and it's a scrum. Cardiff Met scrum in Cardiff Met's 22, last play of the game.
What are you thinking here, Dav, as a prop?
Honestly, if it's going to be a carbon copy of last week, this is the most important scrum of the game. But the bomb squad are on. They need to do the exact same thing they did last week.
Is that what you're thinking in terms of you be going in trying to get a penalty, or are you just trying to keep the ball?
First order of play, keep that ball. First order of play. And that's what they've done. It's a big ass from Cardiff Met. Oh, it's an offload. And it's lost by Cardiff Met, and it's back into Hartbury hands. It's the final play of the game.
Oh, that's tough.
So close there from Cardiff Met to try and get that ball out. And that's the game. Hartbury, heartbreak again for Cardiff Met, and Hartbury come away with it once again in a blockbuster performance. 27-26 to Hartbury. An unbelievable match we've had here on Rugby 1. Always down to the wire like it is so many times before. And it's Hartbury that keep on winning this fixture. And it's yet to be redemption for the boys in maroon and gold.
Yeah, what a game. I know the fans are a little bit deflated there, aren't they?
It's the quietest I've seen them in a long time.
It's tough. You have to give credit to Hartbury, though. As we talked about, Cardiff Met obviously had the upper hand in the first half, and then Hartbury have done well. A young Hartbury side have done well to dig their way back in, claw their way back in, and come away with a 1-point win. It's always tight between these two teams. It's always tight at this time of the season.
It's been an absolute blinder of a game. And as you said there, as a credit to Hartbury, what an unbelievable second half from them.
For there on screen, he just had an ankle replacement, I believe. Hobbling around,
trying to come over and celebrate. And we can see handshakes all around from everyone on the field at the moment. This might be a lot for the players, their last game on Rugby 1 for the Cardiff Met players. And it's obviously such a tough blow for them, but they've been so good and servant to the jersey.
Yeah, it is sad, but hopefully when they reflect on their time at Met, they won't necessarily think of this game. They'll think of all the good moments they've had, the hundreds of good moments you have, and that's just how sport is. You have the highs, but you also have the lows. Hopefully you just look back and reflect on the highs.
And Hartbury come away, and we don't know the results of the other games that have happened in the BSR League, but we do know one thing, and that Hartbury will be very close and might overtake Cardiff Met in the league table, which could see them having a different situation when it comes to playoffs. Both teams will be in playoffs, and both teams will see another game after this one. But there's still so much drama, so many questions to be asked in this league, and I think you could say it as well, Isaac. This league is so competitive, and anything can happen like we've seen today. I don't think we knew what was going to happen until the full-time whistle really blew.
Yeah, which is what makes it so good. Anyone can beat anyone. Literally, there's 10 teams in the league, and anyone can beat anyone on their day. Obviously, they're stronger at the top. In terms of league position, both these teams are still having an away quarter-final. But yeah, I don't know what the league standings looks like. One team might end up having a Loughborough or a Bath, whereas the other team will have Durham or an Exeter, which could make a big difference.
And we are going to have a look at the highlights from this absolute blinder of a game we've seen. And it just started there.
Great ball from Molly Smith.
With that first disallowed try that we really thought was going to be the first try of the match.
And Kieran, actually, look.
It was Kieran Hill
again.
again.
I gave him man of the match. I didn't even realise that.
And it was so close to being the first try, but an even better response to that from Sam Berry and that man there, Toby Locke. Still an absolute blinder from the pair of them. We talk about it all day, that just how good that pass, how good that kick was, and the finish, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that the game was a bit of a replica of the home fixture in terms of Cardiff Met versus Hartpury. Cardiff Met take an early lead, and then Hartpury win last play of the game, or by a point.
And then we see again here.
That was nice.
IPJ onto Sam Alexander.
Try of the game?
This has got to be up there. The odds were definitely in Theo Pobby's favour on that bounce, but that was an absolute beauty for him. And even though he's on the losing side, I think he should be very, very proud of that one. And we see again just so many responses from Cardiff Met throughout this whole game. And we see it there again from Cardiff Davis. Lovely offload from Archie Lloyd. And there was another beauty try, all from the first half from Cardiff Met. But the response came back here from Hartpury. Slowly but surely, they just kept on going and kept on keeping that scoreboard ticking. And you can see again, trucking up, making sure that they're getting them points when they matter, Hartpury, and that's what got them the win today.
Yeah, that was a big moment before half-time. Just closing that gap in terms of points, relieving the pressure a little bit.
And then we see there the maul, almost the full team maul there from Cardiff Met, just on the dying embers of half-time. And we really did think that that was going to be the response that could have ultimately seen Cardiff Met come out victorious, but it was a whole different story in the second half. And we can see there was plenty, absolutely plenty to choose from the highlights of this game. I think there was a lot that could be said about every single try and play that we've seen tonight, because it just all meant so much to each team because of how close this game has been. It's been an absolute blinder. And we can see there coming into the second half as well, 26-19. And you can see that disallowed try there from Khan Richards Farr, but it came out with Hartpury on top.
And hello and welcome back. What a game. Hartpury fighting for those final points in those last minutes. Now I'm joined with Dr. Ian Gardner, head coach of Cardiff Met. What was your thoughts on that game tonight? Obviously not quite the result you were hoping for.
No, in fairness, I think Hartpury played really well second half. They controlled territory and possession. So Tom said just in the headley, it was a real Jekyll and Hyde performance. Like first half, totally dominated them physically. We were right on top of them, played in the right areas against the wind. And unfortunately, we couldn't continue that in the second half. But, you know, as I said, really proud of the effort, proud of the lads. It's the last home game for lots of them. And, you know, they've done the jersey proud again.
So talk to us about that first half. You know, we thought you all had it there. What do you think, you know, put us ahead in that first half?
Yeah, it was just the physicality. We dominate. I asked the players to go out and be better than the opposite number, and every one of them was. We really did dominate them physically at set piece, particularly in the maul and the contact area right on top of them. But you know, it's two halves in a game of rugby, and unfortunately we couldn't continue that in the second half. And a number of errors compounded with some discipline issues, and we just gifted them too much territory. And they're a good side close into the line, and so they took their opportunities.
So looking ahead to playoffs now, what will the team be doing to kind of put this behind them and prepare for those playoffs?
Well, the first thing is they got to rest, so they're going to have a few days off now, and we'll go again on Monday. But yes, we're building. We finished in 6th place, which is we're quite pleased with that, and so we'll play whoever finishes in third place. We're not sure who that is at the moment, but we'll train hard and we'll work hard and we'll give anybody a game.
And Ian, it is your final home game with Cardiff Met. What did tonight mean for you?
Yeah, look, it's a special place. I came as a student and also as a lecturer and now a coach as well. So, I've had an amazing time here, and it has shaped me in many ways. And it would have been nice to finish with a win, as it would have for the captain and vice captain Gus Patterson and Gethin Cannon. But rugby is not like that, and it doesn't hold sentiment for anybody. And I'm just really proud of the players. I had a fantastic time here, and we've still got some unfinished business yet in the playoffs.
That's lovely to hear. And before I let you go, is there anything you kind of want to say to round off your time, coaching at Cardiff Met?
Just thanks to everybody, thanks to the players, thanks to all the coaches. The coaches are real close friends, and I've thoroughly enjoyed working with every player I've come into contact with, and hopefully they've taken something from here, and I've had a little bit of influence them somewhere, and that makes me very proud.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Now, I believe we're passing over to Kieran Hill, who's just coming over for me now, who is our man of the match.
Thank you.
Hello, Kieran. How are you feeling after that game? Obviously, unfortunate in those final minutes, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm just feeling a bit gutted. So, obviously, coming off the back of last week with a win against Nottingham, we thought we'd fancy a chance against these boys, but in fairness, a really physical game. They put up a good fight, but yeah, just gutted really.
And do you think that, the pressure and the rivalry tonight really had an impact on the play at all?
Yeah, when we come against these boys, it's always more physical. That rivalry's been them for ages. Obviously, they
100%.
at home at the King's Home, they got a win against us, like a 1-point win again. So
yeah,
it was always going to go down to the wire. Just got to be on the wrong end of it, but we've got to take positives from the game. We probably took it to them and played really well. So yeah, take positives from that.
And obviously, man of the match. Was there anyone else on the pitch today that you thought made your job a little bit easier? Anyone who stood out for you?
Yeah, all the boys like. Any of the boys who got man of the match today, I think our shot callers, they always do a good job to settle us down and ease the pressure off the game. But yeah, no, I've got to give credit to all the boys. They make my job a lot easier all the time. Ollie Smith in the line out, but yeah, no, really good.
100%. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Thank you.
Commiserations from us. We were with you right until the literal last minutes there, but we are going to let you go and have a rest for a few days and then prep for playoffs, I guess.
Yeah, we fancy our chance against anyone. I think when we're on our day, we can beat anyone. So I think we can go all the way in this tournament. But yeah, I think we've got extra now, so roll on that, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers.
I'll take that one off you. Now, just passing over to our Hartbury coach now. Tim, nice to have you back. Hello. So, how are you feeling after that game? Obviously, it was in Cardiff Met's corner until those last minutes, and Hartbury really brought it back there. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think ultimately first half we weren't as disciplined as we would have liked, and we gave Cardiff Met a lot of opportunities to get into our 22, which they took really well. And the message at half-time was tidy ourselves up, be a little bit more braver with the ball and look to stretch and challenge their defence. And we did get a lot of reward in that second half, and sort of Met did start to creak, and we could feel that, and the momentum started to swing. And it's great resilience from our boys to come back and get that in the second half, which we're really pleased about.
And how did those final moments feel for you? Obviously, we were all here, hearts beating out our chests, not knowing what way it would go. How did that really feel for you as a coach?
I think we're used to it. Hartbury Cardiff, it always goes down to the wire, doesn't it? The double-headed game at King's Home, that was a nail-biter. This one was a nail-biter. Fortunately, we've come out on top on both those occasions, and that's credit to the boys and the effort they put in and the trust that they have that they can get that result. But what I'm more pleased about is how much momentum we can take into playoffs now.
And just talking about that now will put you, I think, depending on where we finish, 6th in the table, joint 6th with Cardiff Met. How does that feel kind of finishing there in the table for you this year?
This year has been a huge transition year.
Yes, of course.
We've got a lot of freshers in this group, and they've had to roll up their sleeves, and there was always going to be a little bit of hurt, but there's been amazing growth, and we're into the playoffs. Are we as high up the table as we would like? Possibly not. But we're in the quarterfinals. Our hats in the bag, and we can go and challenge whoever's in this league and look to give them a really tough game in the next round.
And just a final question there. So what is it looking ahead now, preparing for those playoffs? What is the process there?
First thing, I think they celebrate the victory
Yep.
tonight, and they've worked really hard over this league campaign. We will then sort of have a couple of days refresh, recovery, get some homework done, find out who we're playing, start to get some footage out around them, sit down as a coaching group, a leadership group, make a plan. What are we going to take into the game? And we'll start to build over the next sort of 10 days, and it's a one-off game and anything can happen. And we are away from home, but we're away from home tonight.
Yeah, and look what can happen.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming to speak to us. Please go join your team and celebrate tonight's win and prep yourself for the playoffs. But thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Cheers.
Now, it was lovely to speak to all our coaches here, but of course we have to bring you back and let's talk about those final games that happened tonight. Etienne, you are back and you are going to run me through all those games that happened. Talk to us about those finest standings. Durham, Bath, Loughborough, Swansea, Cardiff, Exeter, Leeds, Nottingham. How did it end?
I want to start with the Cardiff game because they played Exeter at home. They were losing 21-0 at half-time. They managed to come back and win 42-40.
Oh, wow.
So that's big because it means that Exeter now will be hosting Cardiff Met. Cardiff Met obviously beat them a few weeks ago. But yeah, it shows that Exeter, they've been low on form recently. So Cardiff Met might feel confident about that one. And also for Cardiff, you need a big result for them, having won 41-40 last week. So two similar results. Bath, then, that's a big story of the night. They beat Durham 17-7. So they've won the league title now.
Yeah, wow.
So they've got the Milk Championship to look forward to now in the playoffs. But now, for the first time in the 10 years of BUCS Super Rugby, they've got the title.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep. Loughborough gave it a good go. They put 80 points on Swansea, who were already relegated. So that's the end for Swansea for at least another year. We've got the playoffs coming up soon. Newcastle against Brunel in the North-South playoff to determine the 10th team to join BUCS Super Rugby next year. And then in the final result as well, we saw Leeds Beckett. They lost 19-28 to Nottingham. So Nottingham now take the fourth spot, overtaking Durham University.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Etienne, for giving us a rundown on all those standings. It's been an insane couple of months for BUCS Super Rugby, and we've all got more to look forward to with the playoffs in a couple of weeks. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for those playoffs. I've been Libby Mardelines. This has been an absolutely nail-biting game here on the Rugby One. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Happy to go?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Joe Towns and I'm the Programme Director of the Sport Broadcast Master's degree. The Sport Broadcast MSc is all about live production skills, sports broadcast journalism and content creation, whether that's for social media, for podcasts, long-form documentaries or short-form TikTok. On the Sport Broadcast Master's degree, we try and cover every possible role that you could find in the contemporary sports media industry. We want our students to be prepared for all of them, whether that's behind the camera, directing, producing, editing, operating replays, directing a live stream, or if it's on screen, reporting, presenting, commentating. We've designed this course as the perfect stepping stone into the sport broadcast media industry. In terms of broadcast facilities, we have a fully equipped Adobe Lab, which is our newsroom, a TV news gallery, a radio room, brand new podcast studio, and out on the sports fields we have gantries and galleries so that we can live stream football and rugby every week. This course is a practical course, it's hands-on, it's vocational. We really pride ourselves that we're trying to create students that are multi-skilled and ready to take their career in any direction when they leave us. The big advantage of running this course on this campus here at Cardiff Met is that there is elite sport every week, whether that's Wednesday as part of the BUCS competition or so many of our teams play in National League sporting competitions on the weekend. On a Wednesday afternoon, our students could be directing a live stream of BUCS Super Rugby, they might be filming highlights for a live football match, presenting a radio show, making a podcast, or doing a live TV Up the Archer sports preview show. As well as weekly BUCS fixtures, we also cover some really big events on campus, whether that's our varsity day against Bath University.
It's Cardiff Clash. Cardiff Met versus Cardiff University.
Clash on the Court, a triple header in the Archers Arena where we show netball, women's basketball, men's basketball, or the Cardiff Met Sports Awards, a massive event in a hotel in the city where we do all of the VTs and production for what is a brilliant way to round off the year. Across the city and across Wales, we have some very well established relationships with the industry, so our students have opportunities the whole year long to go out on placements. If you're a Welsh speaker,
Shwmae a chroeso I benod arall o Up the Archer.
Then we allow all students to submit any of their coursework in the medium of Welsh. We also have some fantastic opportunities in the Welsh sports broadcast industry. The sport broadcast industry is a fast-changing, ever-evolving space. We're really proud that so many of our graduates go on to work in the industry. There's all sorts of possible opportunities for the students to explore once they finish the Sport Broadcast Master's degree.
Happy to go?
Yeah.